What up, y'all? It's Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back at you again with yet another episode of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. This is episode 157, and our guest today is Power to the Pictures. We're gonna see if we can get him right quick. What's up, Haley? How you love that? The mall being closed like it is. That shit is crazy. I don't know when we gonna open back up. All right, here is our guest. What's up, Carl? What's up, Claudius? Fern to Burn. All right. Yeah, flooding down here is so bad. She said she love it. Yeah, the flood down here is so bad we can't even open the ball. Mm. I'm on PTO next week. What's up, man? Chilling, man. How are you? It looked like a vintage Jordan hat you got there from when I was young. What was that from back in the day? Oh, okay. Hey, I see that when I was putting together the flyer. I'm like, where did he find one of those? Like, I find stuff like that all the time, but the sizing from the eras be different. I'm like, man, where did he find that? Oh yeah. I'm just for me, it's always an issue with the sizing where I'm like, yeah, this is a 2X, but it's from 1991. So is it really gonna be a 2X, or is it gonna feel like a large? That's the problem I usually run into because you know, yeah. 'Cause, I mean that crew neck, that's definitely a Jordan 7 crew neck. I remember by the numbers, it probably was made for the Cardinals, maybe, but could have been for the Bordeaux's. I know it's for one of them. You know, but I've seen that before. I've seen that exact auction before because I've looked at it and I'm like, a stack, like you know, but you know, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Well, definitely welcome. Thank you, for being here. The first the first thing I usually ask my guests when I'm doing this is, what's the most important thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic happened? Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Okay. All right. So we'll just jump right in. So what was your first sneaker moment or sneaker memory that got you in, kind of started everything? Was there a shoe or a moment? Okay. Okay. Wow. The Jordan 4 is your favorite. Okay. Okay. In specific colorway? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. No, I mean I love the Jordan 4. Um, During its initial run in the 80s, I was 9 when they came out, and I had the Fire Reds as a Sky Jordan, which I had the choice of Air Jordan. I don't know why I chose that, but I had the cements and I had the breads at one point. So, uh, you those were formative years. But yeah, I mean it's a sneaker where any of those OG colors, every time they've come out, I've had to get them, no matter how good or bad they were made. Like 2012 Jordan 4s were pretty bad quality wise, but uh, they were, right. Yeah, nah, I got you. Jumpman Bostic is a really nice man. The very first time I was in a sneaker show, we used to have this sneaker show because I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I live in North Carolina now, but I'm from Cleveland. We used to have this show called Cleveland's Got Soul, and he was there for the third one, and our tables were next to each other. I had brought too many shoes for the table, so he let me use some of his table. You know what I mean? Just for that. This was way back in 2012, but I didn't know how to really present shoes at a sneaker show at the time, and I didn't realize how much work that would be bringing all of that stuff. But he definitely he probably wouldn't remember me, but he definitely let me use like some of the table that he paid for because he saw me struggling with it. He didn't know mechanical paint, so you know he's a cool dude. Mm-hmm. All right, let me say hello to everybody that's in the chat. How you guys? I don't want you to think we're annoying you, even though we are talking, but or, ignoring you. But um, what you said basically happened. I mean, I always use certain sneakers and releases of such as benchmarks of when things changed. Things changed here. Things changed here. You know, to me, the the Adidas Yeezy kind of changed everything as far as how retail was done, as well as sneaker shows, because that brought a different person into trying to resell, and it kind of changed the way sneaker events ended up becoming. You know, because we had one last Cleveland's got sold in 2014. We actually had it in the Quicken Loans Arena, where the Cavs play and everything. It was on the floor, and it was really nice, but it was kind of half and half then. But that was still like a year before the Adidas Yeezy dropped. So yeah, it's been everything I've been to after has been different. It's been more about resale, like you said, and I don't really do it anymore because I'm not selling. I'm just displaying. But you still have to pay for the table, so it's kind of like I could just walk around with a shirt with my socials on it, and you know get get followers if that's what I'm trying to do by that. So um, it's been a challenge to keep it pure and keep it um, about just the love when you have so many people ravaging the sneaker game trying to make a buck that aren't really into it at all. Well, for me, it'll never um, end. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to have sneaker conversations with people that are newer into it because they fall for the kind of what's in on social media. Like it's a thing to not like mids. Like I probably have 30 pairs of mids. I still have many more OG highs and I have a few lows. The way people feel about mids is how I feel about lows because I'm short and I wear a 12. So that, I'm, you know, I can go down as far as 10 and a half in some shoes, but most basketball shoes I'm 11 through 12. So, um, you know, yeah, I don't see it ever ending, but I just buy what I like. Like you was talking about mids. I feel like the mids had a little bit of a pop before the pandemic, only because when I was a store manager for Hibbett in 2018 and 19, and we were selling mids. Now selling them. We were only selling them up to like a size 10, 10 and a half. Anything 10 and a half and up would just sit forever. But, they had a boom with the Jordan 1s over, certain parts of Asia where people were really buying them. If they were like OG like, they would move. And then when they came out with that Fearless pack, that gave the mids some traction too with the blue to greats and 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 those. So it's to me, I just like I was saying earlier, I look at certain shoes as benchmarks. Like you were around for this, where this is a hot take people have that I always say, but 2010 fall probably until the All Star game in 2015, Nike basketball as a whole was more important than Jordan, other than the 11 releases in Christmas. You know, I was I was selling Kobe's and KD's and LeBron's more than I was selling retro Jordans and Team Jordan during. It was certain releases that stick out, like the Fair Pack, the He Got Games, the Taxis. There's a few releases here and there, mainly just 2013. But I don't think that this will ever not be a part of me, just because I've been collecting since 1996, 97. So it's always going to be a part of me. I mean, I don't really get as much traction on my page because I've worked for Converse for the last almost 5 years, so I mainly just wear Converses all the time because I used to my first like 2 years there, I used to kind of still switch it out. Like I'm gonna just wear these and then I'm gonna wear this after me and my wife might go out to eat or something. But now it's just, man, look, I'm going to work. I'm wearing these chucks. I'm wearing these weapons. I'm wearing. This is what y'all are getting. That's that. You know. But yeah, I know I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, it'll never stop. It'll never. Yeah. Well, I'll be honest with you. Moving is tough. Um, I mean, it's a process, but I have to do it myself. Like, all right, I'm in the process of getting divorced. So with that, I've moved. I haven't lived in an apartment since I was young. I'm used to living in houses, so I can't fit everything in this apartment. So I have a couple of storage bins, but I've always had an extra room for shoes. Now, since I work for Converse, which in turn means I work for Nike, I can't really resell anything because I would be violating my contract. Because when I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, the one of the big wigs at Nike, her kid had all of this stuff in the storage bin, and that changed everything. Yeah, yeah, that changed everything. So we had to, we had to do a couple of things, and yeah, it's a whole different thing. Not that it was all good before, but it was that changed things. But I've always had at least one extra room for my sneakers. Like I have two bedrooms here. Um, roughly, if I'm ballparking, I've probably got about maybe 100 Nikes here. Most of them have been thrifted, or I went to Nike World Headquarters last summer, and I took a bunch of shoes with me out there that I just never took back to my storage. Dornbecker sixes, Travis Scott fragments, just stuff that was never intended to be in this apartment. So I planned on just having Converses here. But I thrift a lot, so I find a lot of random stuff thrifting as well. So it's storage. I mean, I can break down to you how I had it when I was still with my wife and we were in our house. I had, because she's into the hobby too. I mean, she's probably got about 500-600 pairs herself. So um, we had a big, huge walk-in closet where we had a side. So I used to keep the trainers and the runners up there, and then I had an extra room downstairs where I kept nothing but basketball stuff, and then the walk-in closet, it was just nothing but Jordans. I used to do these lives when I first started this show in 2021. I used to do the lives from the Jordan closet. So, and then the stuff that didn't matter as much, we had an attached garage, so like the Converses, New Balances, Filas, stuff like that, it would just be out there because I wouldn't worry about it getting, damaged by the heat or the cold or whatever. So there's a couple different ways. I've owned three houses. They're all set up different, so I've had the shoes set up differently in each different thing, but they're always considered. And when we moved down here, a bunch of my older stuff did get damaged because of the heat and just the transport. Like you was talking about the fours, my Mars fours and my '06 militaries, they made it down here, but the wings broke off of them. You know, so I mean, it's cool. I mean, they've re-released them since. I mean, she had got me the Fire Reds in 2020 because they came out on Black Friday. My birthday is December 2nd, so she had got them for me as a gift. And the militaries are around. I tried to get them when I was in Beaverton, but the line was so long for them because they were selling them to us employees for $100. But the line was so long. They had the black reimagines in those, and they had the Air Max Day, Air Max ones. But I'm telling you, the line was like the length of a mall. Like it was like, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna get these. I'm not gonna wait this long and miss all the festivities because one of the things that was going out on when I was out there was Juneteenth. Nike had a whole thing for Juneteenth. This this was on the football field they have named after Bo Jackson. So I was trying to get them, but the line was just too long. But my 99 fours, my white cements, they made it down without breaking. I mean, they were already crumbled, but the wings was on there. They still on there. So, um, but yeah, man, some of my shoes got stolen. That happened. There's only about 10 pairs. They basically stole all of my Vapor Maxes, and they stole the. Yeah, it sucked, but I didn't even. I mean, I got the money for them, but it wasn't what they were worth. It was what I paid. So I kind of sucked. And they stole the Concords that I wear, but they left the dead stock pair. So um, Okay. You get turned out. Mm. Jordy. Mm-hmm. No, no, I didn't. Unfortunately, I'm going to say that I feel like he used to get a lot of shine and credit when he still had all of that stuff, but I don't think he has it anymore. Um, but he was, to me, when I think of him, I think of kind of early and mid Instagram. When it was kind of newer, when they first started giving Instagram to Android, and it just wasn't an iPhone thing. Like around that time, I feel like I used to see Jordy a lot, but he's just one of many. I mean, I since I wear everything, it would be hard for me to. It's kind of as silly as it sounds. If I ever had a setup like that, I'd still have to have all of those shoes. Yeah, but one other thing I wanted to say was when you were asking me the other question, and this isn't no flex or no cockiness or nothing. The reason why I don't have anxiety is because I'm just I've had so many pairs for so long that I'm just kind of used to it now. Yeah, it's because you know like I did a post on Nike Talk where I posted my whole collection in 2008, and I had almost 700 then. So it's I'm kind of used to getting it. I mean, I never thought that it would blow up to the point where, I mean, now I have almost 800 Converses, just Converses. So they're not all Chucks. I mean, the Weapon is my favorite Converse, and I'm obsessed with any Rick Owens Converse. So um, okay. Yeah, like for me, I'm also very fortunate and blessed that I had a father that, my dad is in the sports. He never, played professionally, but he used to play basketball a lot. So he used to always have basketball sneakers around. And because he and I look so much alike, um, he used to dress me like him. You know what I'm saying? So I had the weapons. I had the Magic Johnson weapons back when they were just new shoes. And he used to, you know, he had me privy to all this NBA stuff where I know and remember all these commercials because they were just a part of my life. I don't know if you've ever seen it because it's been a while since I posted it, but he and I have a picture together from 1985. We're wearing the original Jordan 1 shirts. So yeah, I'll DM it to you. But it's just sneakers have just been a part of my life to where, again, I've not been with my wife for some years now. We're finally finalizing everything, but she had to understand. I mean, we still talk about sneakers now, you know, um, to the point where, she'll be like, "What do you think about this?" Or I'll ask her, "What do you think about that?" But, I don't know, man. I appreciate everything you're saying because for me, it's just something that it's just in my DNA. And I didn't think I would be in my mid 40s and still be a hardcore sneaker person, but I am. I mean, just being able to wear stuff like this whenever, it's just part of me. And see, you were born in '92. So when is your birthday? August 15th. So you came out in 11 or 10? Did you graduate in 2011 or 2000? Okay. Now, because I only have one sister, and she graduated in 10 because she was also born in '92. And I tell her all the time, I'm like, Jennifer, you only hip to all of this shit, these sneakers and this music and all of this because she was around me. And she, yeah, yeah, all the shit. Mm-hmm. 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 Me too. Mm-hmm. It's the two. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I have some. 0708, niggas had the bitches. I don't give a fuck. I still have mine. I have like 7 or 8 of them. That was a moment. That was around 08. Mm-hmm. And that was high school for you. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody was losing their minds over them bitches. I don't give a fuck where, I'm not saying you, but I don't give a fuck where you was from. Everybody had them because in 2008, because you were in high school from '07 to 11, that was a pretty good time for sneakers. In '08, it was just countdown packs. So there weren't really regular retro releases. So they had all of those Fusion 12s, Fusion 5s. The Six Rings came out in '08. People be like, you have a pair? I'm like, I have the Hall of Fame Six Rings because I couldn't get the Jordan 1 or the Jordan 2009. And I wanted something from that release to commemorate Michael Jordan being in the Hall of Fame. So I probably haven't worn them, huh? Nah, the Hall of Fame Six Rings is black and it's got a bunch of stats on the midfoot and it's trimmed in red. It's got like a gold Jumpman on the back, but I probably haven't worn them in at least 10 years, but I do own a pair of Six Rings. Like I have a bunch of Spizikes. I have a Spike 40 that was given to me. Um, I don't think the only one I don't think I have any Son of Mars's, but I have some of that stuff. I have Team Jordans. You know, I have, especially the OG Team Jordans, the Vin Bakers, the Eddie Joneses. I have all of that stuff. And people are going to be like, you wearing, in Cleveland, we say they West Side Jays. But, it's because, on the West Side, it's in Cleveland, it's just different demographics that wear that stuff. People call them the Mexican Jordans or the PWP Jordans. I'm not saying any of that, but that's what they call them there. Um, but yeah, it's hello to everybody joining too. I don't want to be rude. Um, but yeah, it was a moment. But you had a really good time in high school, coming out because I mean you started out freshman. You got the '07 Aqua. You got the Godzilla Barclays. The 8. Nah, nah. The Orange Blazes, those white. I mean, don't get me wrong. I I think I still have. At one point, I had three of them. Now I think I just have one. I as soon as the 2015 came out, they were out of here. Like, um, so I had them, but I was one of the people. I'm like, why the fuck does it look like this? Because I've had OG Aquas as a kid, and I discovered eBay like 2000, 2001. So I bought a lot of stuff over again in the early 2000s when eBay was kind of it still had a lot of anonymity. Like you had to know about eBay to be on there. But yeah, to me, the gray is one of my favorite parts of that shoe. So for them to take that element away, it's like they YN the aquas, you know. And they weren't made well. That paint on those were terrible, especially on the menial sides. Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar with Big Macadocious. We follow each other. I'll just be honest with you. I can tell you where they're getting this shit, but I'm not gonna say it on here. You know, because yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, um, there's like a group of them. Like I've only had Terrence. Are you familiar with Terrence Keller? His name is Terrence Keller. All right. He nah. He it's like a group of them. It's they're all like around Professor Schooler. I know you're familiar with him, but yeah. So it's Big Macadocious. It's Terrence Keller. It's this other guy called Revenge of the Sneakers. Um, yeah. So it's interesting to see because a lot of these dudes, I mean, they're all younger than me, and I like what they do. Um, but again, I off of this live, I'll show you and tell you where I feel like some of them might get some of the stuff. You know, Pippins. Yeah. No, no, I haven't been able to see you in a minute. Nah, it's cool. What size do you wear? Okay. Well, it's somebody who, that's what I do 11, 11 and a half, 12. Usually I buy new stuff in the 12. But like where are you looking? So I'll be honest with you. This is gonna sound crazy, but this has actually worked for me. So you looking for the Sonic flights. So you looking for it by name. You got to dumb, yeah, you got to dumb down your search. You got to either type Nike footage or what I've done to find a lot of stuff. Like the Sonic flight came out in '92, so I'll just type Nike 1992 because a lot of people had the shit and not know the name. Or I found a lot of gold just by searching Nike high top. Yeah, yeah. You gotta dumb. As crazy as it sounds, you gotta dumb down the search because if a nigga really has some Sonic flights and they're original, especially in that black and white colorway that Pippen wore, they gonna try to tax for it because they know everybody ain't got it. But I found stuff like that just by typing in either vintage Nike or Nike 1992, and they'll know that looking at the tag, they'll say it'll be like 92, 05, 07. They'll know that it's from 1992, but they won't know what it is. So I would try that too. And for vintage, a good place to look for vintage is Etsy. Yeah. Etsy, I've bought a lot of vintage stuff on Depop, Grailed. Um, God, I kind of want to gatekeep this, but it's not a lot of people in here, so I'll just say it. My sleeper place to find stuff. I just don't want the spot to get blown, but shopgoodwill.com. It's just like eBay, but it's the Goodwill, and they have anything you could think of on there, but it's just a matter of if they have it. Like the last thing I got off of there was I got a pair of vintage Converse StarTechs from 1984 that are wearable because it's rubber. So, you know, I'm just what I appreciate about you is you're committed to it because to have a collection, you have to be committed. Like I look for sneakers every day, even at times where I don't really have money to buy stuff. I look for sneakers every day. I was looking for sneakers right up until this show started. Mm-hmm. Like I'm waiting. I don't know if you saw. I had opened the door. I'm waiting on two pairs to come right now. The hobby. Yeah, it's just something that I do. I mean, I know people that are like me with video games. I know people that are like me with hats, with trading cards. This is just what I'm into. I don't feel like I'm addicted because I'm not paying my rent or my bills to buy sneakers. And on the flip, all right, I'm a Nike employee, but I rarely ever use my Smooch account or the Nike employee website. Now that'll change, but as of right now, my excitement is finding stuff that I'm reaching back for, or there are shoes that I have in storage that I've just bought over again because I'd rather just buy it over again instead of going to try to dig through and then my storage is open and the nigga walk by and he want to talk to me for an hour about why I have so many shoes because that's happened. So, um, it might sound a little gluttonous, but if I can find a shoe that I love for cheap or if a shoe is coming back, like I plan on getting at least two pairs of the Aquas because that's just one of my shoes. You know, um, I may just end up with one, like the playoff eight, but I still have the other pair in storage. But it's like I need a pair to have here. Anything like that. And the glitter was on the OGs. Another. It depresses me going to the stores, just having all of that stuff, and I have it. I still own it, but I can't just put my hand if I want to be like, oh, I want to wear my black UNC sixes from 2017. Like I know that they're in there, but I can't just be like, here, I'm gonna do it. I used to like that because I had two storages, but it just started being too much, so I just put it all in one. But but yeah, I'm excited for the tens. Even though the OG tens didn't come in that box, the one, two, and three from that time did. So it's made me want them more because I mean the pair I just showed you, like I can still wear them. But yeah, it'll never feel like an addiction to me because there are times where I have to chill or I have to just wait. I mean, the thing about it is, and I'm this is a bit of a tangent, but with certain shoes, when I see them, I have to get them only because I know that I'm probably not going to see them again for a couple of years because there's this thing I call it the sneaker vortex. So with Jordans, with I'll say with 80%, 85% of the Jordans that have been released since Jordan brand started or going back to the 80s, if you have the money, you can get them. But it's certain other Nikes where it's like, all right, I want a pair of black and white Air Missions from 2014, or I want some Air Max Pro Streaks, the Reggie White shoe. I want those. That kind of stuff. It's hard. It's just hard to find it. The trainers, and some of the runners, if you see them used, like all right, this is one that it took me a long time to find because they've never retroed this shoe in true form. The Air Max 96. Now this is the 2015 with the Air Max 95 Ultra bottom on it. Now they can release this regularly because they did that Supreme collab. You know what I'm saying? But they did it, but they made the 96 2. They brought that back more than they did the one. But like I saw these on Grailed and they were like $85. I've never seen that color for that cheap. So I had to get them. I had to get, you know, there's certain Nikes, Adidas's, Reeboks that to me, once you see them, because they're in the vortex, it's like, man, I might not see this shoe again for 2 or 3 years. Used. can't see him either. Okay, I can't see him. People keep saying they can't see. I can't see him either. I'm sorry. I mean to cut you off. Well, here's the thing. I feel like some of those guys brought notoriety to it, but I don't feel like they're the reason. I feel like the pandemic is the biggest reason, just because it's kind of like people sat in their house for a year and forgot how dope the '90s was, and they had to get reminded. Um, like you talk about Weber specifically, like that that shoe is interesting because it's retroed a lot of times, and usually when it retros, um, it's usually the white and blue one, and they usually don't bring out the black one. The last time they did it in 2016, it was a whole bunch of the black pair, and it wasn't as many as the white pair. But it's just a matter of um, people, like you said, being pandemic sneakerheads. But I think for you, you can still hear me. Oh, I think for you, um, since we're basically the same size, um, I think it's a matter of just dumbing down, your searches, and I feel like some of that stuff, you will get. I mean, it just depends on how niche it is, um, you know, because I mean, I found stuff like this for cheap. I find stuff like this for cheap all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So why don't we do this? Because now it's people saying they can't see or hear you. Come out of the live and come back into it. All right. All right. So we're gonna try this. What's up, Sean? Zeke, Roy. Um, yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can get him back. So, Roy, how you liking those tens? I had these set to the side just for you because you might have been on the live. Maybe you're still here, maybe you're not, but I know you loving that retro pair. I just want the box more so than the shoes, but that's just me. All right, all right. Let's see if we can get him back in here. See if it'll be better this time.
All right, we back.
All right. But yeah, man, I mean, I don't feel that way, but there are people that feel like those guys that you mentioned that are into the vintage are vulture-ish. Because one person made a post where the main guy, they had pictures of him before the pandemic and he wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, he's always been cool with me. I've been on his show, you know. But I don't think that group is the one making it harder. I just think people are holding on to stuff more too.
No, for sure, for sure. But that's why I say, bro, like, at the end of the day, like, I love my boys that just get online and just be doing it, right? But I definitely feel like now, it's just gotten a little harder. A little harder, that's all. They got a little harder, that's all.
Yeah. But it's a good time. It's a perfect time for buyers. You know, like now that I know that we wear the same size, you know, depending on what you're looking for, you know, some shoes are harder to find than others. You know, I'll send it your way because I always find stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, bro, that's what I'll be on, bro. And that's the love I think of this culture, like that again, even though it hasn't got as what's the word I'm looking for? It hasn't been as loving lately, just because, especially like with all the like resurgence of the hype, hasn't been as much love, bro. But I love the fact that I can talk to you or Mo Kicks or Schooler, and we had these conversations, and it's just genuine love. You know, it's not a bunch of gatekeeping. Like, but I had this conversation with myself the other day, right? I'm like, do we gatekeep to keep the vultures out now? Because I think that's what we have to do at some point. Like, because everybody that's want to be in ain't really supposed to be in it. I don't know.
Yeah, but it
I feel
comes out like it's already come out where you've had all these pandemic sneakerheads that now when I see them, especially some of the women, they aren't even posting about sneakers anymore. That
yeah.
or whatever. And I want to say this, you know, your
Mm.
kid there, I'm enjoying that only because like I have a son about to be 17. I love being able to converse with him as I do now because he's almost adult, but I miss him being
Yeah,
like that.
bro.
I'm able to dress him how I want, and I'm control the environment because he's got more going on than me. He's got a girlfriend. He wrestles, job. He's about to go to college. Like I can't keep up with him, you
Yeah.
know. But yeah, it just you know enjoy her as much as you can. Little like that.
Trying, bro. I think back to just kind of I appreciate and value that because a lot of people don't know the balance you got to have when you got so much going on, a business, you're trying to be a content creator, you're trying to be a dad, a husband, you're trying to do all these things also while making sure your like kid knows and understanding like you love and value them outside of just buying them kicks and clothes and stuff, right?
Yeah,
But I also try to genuinely like share that energy with her to let her know that like especially when she get older, I'm taking all these pictures. I'm like, hey man, like I thought this was dope, but if you're not into it no more, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, but I think again, chasing that feeling, bro. Like seeing some of like my brother in these old Nike shirts, some of my cousins in like old, you know, shoes when they was babies. I'm like, oh man, my niece, she getting like the Air Jordan 14s in like the early 2000s, and it's like, yeah, like it's always been a thing for us. Like my family just getting fly was always a thing. So even if she doesn't want to be in this stage, like I actually tell people all the time, like, bro, when my daughter gets to the age where she says she wants Spider-Man shoes or Princess and the Frog shoes, cool, it's whatever to me because I want my kid to feel like she has her own originality. Now, I'm gonna still put her in some fly stuff, but I think, it's just dope to have somewhat of an influence and to let her know she had a cool dad, bro, that just did what he loved to do and wasn't so caught up in what everybody else wanted.
yeah. Like I send my son old pictures of him all the time. Like you know, I get it. He's about to be 17, so he's wearing 2002 Rs and 1906s and 550s. Uh, he's still the only Nike shoes he cares about are white Air Force Ones and any Jordan 4, like most teenagers. But you know, I sent him a picture yesterday. I took him in 2013, where I had him with a green polo shirt on, he has jeans, some green chucks. And he's like, yeah, that was a nice fit for me back then, but he won't wear Converses now. You know, I'm to a point now where I can't make him. You know,
Yeah, bro said the hell with the covers, huh?
yeah, you know, he he loves Jordan ones still, but just ones. He has the Wizards threes, the White Thunder fours, um, but he's into different stuff. You know, he has those Lamelo Ball skater looking shoes, like that from the '90s, and you know, he's got his own thing. I don't try to make him like me or his mother, where you know we've got shit.
Yeah, and I think with me working in a sneaker store again, bro, you really see the impact, bro, like the adjustment that's going on right now. Like I think about them like 10 years, 20 years from now, like are they gonna have that same feeling we have for Jordans, if that makes any
It
sense?
does. I mean, I'm surprised that the young kids now even care about Jordans because I mean they are wearing them for a different reason than some of us do. You know, it's just you like the sneaker where I'm wearing it because I can see Michael Jordan making moves in this shoe. Like if I put on like because it's been a lot of flooding here, so I've been off the last couple of days, so I
Mhm.
haven't anything Converse wise. Like tomorrow, I'm probably gonna wear the pair of black infrared sixes I have here. If I put them on, I'm gonna see him dunking on Patrick Ewing, spinning on his heel, taking out
Yeah.
Oakley and Starks.
That's that type of shit, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
Hey, you get so deep into it, bro. You go back to watching old films and all this crazy shit, bro.
and you know, for me, I have to post a commercial. I got to do all of that. You know, that's just something that I do. You know, because that's what it's about. It's about the history. But I did want to ask you something.
Mhm.
So you have a lot of sneakers.
Mhm.
You got two, 300 pairs. What is your holy grail? What's that sneaker that you haven't got yet that you haven't been able to touch?
Oh man.
Like sneaker you're looking for right now, where you're like, I finally got these bitches. If you would have got them, you know, like what is that?
Oof. So it's gonna be very hype, BC. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's very hype, BC, because again, 2011, 2012, 2013, that era of stuff. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I always wanted shit like Tokyo Fives and Undefeated Fours.
Okay.
But I would say for me, if I had to like right now with that re-releasing, that's definitely gonna be a cop, right? So that's kind of where I'm like asking those questions, like, where does it end for you? But probably the Mags, bro. Like, I mean, yeah, I know they worth like 30,000 or whatever, but that's kind of like the I guess like if I was able to get some money, I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely buying those, because again, big into the Back to the Future shit, just big on what that did for like Nike sneaker culture in general, just like the moment, like that type of stuff. But I think that as far as anything, because I feel like nah, bro, like White Cements was that. Like White Cements from again 99, 94, 89 was that. Now, but it's like even if I bought it, I couldn't wear it. So it's like purposeless at this point.
Yeah, and see for me, people soul swap them, but to me, that's not really worth it. To me, I'd rather just buy a newer version of the shoe because if you soul swap a shoe that's not completely brand new, it just looks silly to me.
Yeah, it's different too. Like, I see a lot. I don't know. Like, again, in that moment too. Like, I remember seeing people do that to like Fire Red Fives and Great Fives, all the like soul swapping and stuff. So then it was like, oh, it's dope that they did it. But now it's like they bringing it back, bro. So it's like, do I spend $300 on a retro that I can't wear it and re-glue it, and then have to pay another $250? Now I'm $500 in, or do I just buy the new one? Like that's the biggest thing about like culture now for me. It's like people get mad about stuff being retro, bro. When Wu Tang Dunks, they said they was coming out, bro. I had to have a pair. I didn't care what nobody said. I didn't care what nobody if nobody liked it at all. I was buying that shit because
Yeah,
that's just
stuff
stuff
like
that
that.
we wanted. You know what I mean? Like it just was to me. It's just like Nike's in this space, and some people hate it. Offset hates it. You know what I mean? He hates people dropping. He hates Nike dropping that stuff. And I'm like, bro, like, why you hate that? Like, that's that type of shit. So it's just like for me, even like this right here, it's not in my size. But again, this is one of those things that I'm at the crib, you know, drooling over when I first got it. I mean, it's probably. I hope it don't fall apart, but you see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like this
OGs.
type, yeah, like this type of stuff was always like grails to me. Before it was like the hype shit. You know what I mean? Like it's only a 4.5, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like that was the grail stuff to me. Like when they redropped those playoff eights, I think they did a terrible fucking job. That's just me though.
Mm.
So that type of stuff, like I still would love to get in a better, I guess a better rendition of it. But I mean, that's it, bro. Like Nike's been doing a damn good job with bringing back all the shoes that I want, so I'm not too pressed. You know, I even got these two. They ain't my size.
Size of those.
I think a 7. But it's the stuff again. I'm just. I think that's why I say I think I'd be having it bad, bro. Because I've been in moments where I'm just buying shit that's not even my size, bro. I just wanted it, but just because it was just this is from 1992 and 93, like
Yeah,
you
no, I
know.
get you.
So, but yeah, man, like I, I never really got too big, and I know some people. This is a hot take. Some people love like Jordans past a certain number, but for me, it was just like I just never would have worn none of that stuff, a lot of that stuff. Not because it was bad, but it just got to a point where I'm like, am I really gonna wear a Jordan 25? You feel me? Or like 28? Like I'm not balling. So it's no disrespect to people that like it. So it's just like for me, I've had literally every OG I wanted, which was 1 through 15, 1 through 16. I've had 18s. I had a lot of stuff, bro. But now I think what I'm just chasing is really more the OG, like just OG Nike basketball, bro. Like I say, like some of the Webbers, you know, the Tim Duncans, I don't know what they're doing with that or why they taking so long with those.
I don't think they know how much to make it.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing too. I think with some of this stuff, I think they're trying to figure out how much they're going to be able to charge people
You know, because they
in a big
retro
sense.
before. They retroed them a bunch in the 2000s, but the last time that silver one came out was 2012.
Yeah,
Like they were 25 then.
they was
But
two
I
twenty
feel about that.
five.
They were 225 in 2012.
Mm,
Because I that's the pair I wear is that silver one. Because my pair from '98 finally kind of gave out a little bit retro. But
yeah. Mm,
yeah, but what I was saying is I do think with certain things, like with the regular 17, it hasn't made other than that trophy room one, it hasn't come back because they don't know how to make it. So I feel like they're out those lows to see how they do, and then it's like, all right, we'll bring back the 17 with the suitcase. We're gonna make it 350.
yeah. Which was nutty to me. I just thought that was just blasphemy. I thought that was blasphemy, bro. What was you said? Was it 300 or 350 for those when they dropped last year? It wasn't even the highs. It was lows.
Yeah, I think the low was 300.
That was blasphemy to me, bro. That's just my opinion. I think 300 is a lot, but I understand you trying to make it nostalgic with the suitcase and stuff. But 300 is crazy. But I think it is dope that they gave it more so to like Um, they get. I didn't even say they gave an opportunity to people that really wanted it, but they made it super limited. So it's like one of them things where it's like if you only got,
It's too niche to be a GR.
yeah, it's too niche. So it's like it's the same thing for me with what's his name? What's the one shoe I want? Not the Billy Hoyles. It's the other joints.
What the air
Uh,
with the pump on the side
yeah,
or
yeah,
the air
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, well, I got the air pressure. I have the air pressure, so I feel good about those. That was like that was one of the ones that I had. Like again, watching the I can't think his name, but I know the Shoeseum, his name. Watching his shit, I was like, these shits fly, but people don't care about that type of shit. So I'm glad they like niche some of that stuff down and made it expensive because it makes sense. So like if they do make the I don't know why I want to call it the Air Command Force. Um,
Oh, I can't hear you.
Grail. That's probably one that I've been wanting for a while now.
Which one?
Um, the white and emerald one, but it has the pump is it has more technology in it, and it's not the Billy Hoyle ones, the one from White Man Can't Jump. It's the other ones.
Yeah, so it's just the Air Max 180 high because the
Yeah,
mid
yeah,
is
yeah, that's
dark.
what I couldn't
Yeah,
think of it right now. My mind was so blank.
because the pump is on the ankle. It's on the side. They retroed it, but they took the pump off. 2012.
Yeah,
It made
yeah,
it almost like a whole different shoe. So
yeah. It wasn't the same, but it's just like stuff like that. Like that's what I would love to have again. For sure.
mhm. See, to me, the justification of them saying, "Well, we made this Jordan 17 300," is because the OGs was 200 for the high, and I think it was 160 for the low. Those 17 pluses was 175. So like I say, it's just inflation. But I just think certain things they don't come back with it because it's not safe enough, and they don't know how much they're gonna make it. Like this year at Christmas, they were supposed to retro the Godzilla Barclays with the big T again.
Yeah, they fucked me up when they said they wasn't dropping that, bro. I was heartbroken, bro.
Yeah,
These hoes.
but they again, that's another shoe. Like since they came out in 2016, they're not hard to find in our size, but some of the hokey colors are easier to find than the OGs. Because like I have a pair, I don't know why I got them. I had a pair of all white Godzillas.
Yeah, yeah. I see those a lot. Everybody want to get rid of those
Mhm.
shit because nobody wants that colorway.
Yeah, I feel like
Everybody want that. Everybody want that black and the black, orange, and purple. Another one that I thought was super dope is like that black and red colorway. It's nutty too.
uh,
That one was super nutty. I definitely want to get
yeah, those
those.
is
There's a few colorways that I want that's like badass, bro. But it's like again, some of that stuff you just can't find in your size. And if you do find it, the air unit's gone. And I don't know if you know, bro. They got people that fix that type of stuff now, but it just costs too much. Like I can't give you 400. I mean, I get it, but I can't pay you $400 to reglue a shoe, bro. I just don't see it. You know?
one thing that some people do is they'll get clear tubing and they'll put styrofoam in it. So it's not really fixed, but it's made it to where it's wearable and it kind of appears like that's the air bubble. Because I've seen people do it, but yeah, that black and red one is gonna be tough to find just because it's from 2007.
Oh, see, that makes sense. Then I didn't know it was
Yeah,
from
because when
2007.
they came out in 2016, they only did the Phoenix colorway. They did a white one, and they might have done maybe one or two more, but there were more of them in '07 because I have the Phoenix one from '07. I have the tweed pack. I don't know if you've seen that one where it's brown and it's got the purple and the pink on it, and
I
it's
ain't see that
tweed.
one.
Yeah, so because it was in a pack, it was a tweed pack where it was a Dunk High and it was that Barkley, and they came out
Hmm.
together. But I was hoping they would have came back with those because that's my favorite Barkley. I mean, I own black, white, and purple CB94s. I have the pair from '09 and the pair from 2015. Um, they're made a little differently, even though it's the same shoe, so it justifies me having both.
Yeah.
But it's come out in 20, 23, and it's about to come back again. I don't need that shoe for a long time.
No, for sure. I get it. I bought it again, bro, and I like when I bought it again, it's like I don't really like. I love the shoe, but I'm like I'm probably never gonna wear this, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. For me, I always thought the '94 was better, but once I got that '34, the CB34s, bro, I had two pairs. One of them started kind of like semi crumbling or coming apart a little bit. I was like, nah, I feel like this is the better one. Maybe that's another hot take, but I feel like the CB 34 is better than the '94.
The '96 Barkley is good. You know, they've never made the black pair truly OG, but it having the orange smaller bubbles, it's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, I own them, so they're not here in this apartment. I think the only Barclays I have here, oh, are these. And they brought these back a jillion times, and they're not even an OG color. I only have these because I found these at, oops, sorry about that, y'all.
You're
My
good.
mount is broken, so I'm kind of going through it. But I do have these,
Mm,
but I found these at the Goodwill. You see how yellow these teeth are. So,
yeah.
but it's the pair from 2015. So it's the only Barkley I have in this apartment. But
Yeah, they bring those back, bro. I don't know how many times they brought them shits back, bro. They keep that. I think they ruin some stuff too, and I think for OG heads, bro, I feel like Nike plays it safe too much sometimes. Like they
agreed.
play it super safe, but I get it. It's business. Like they can't keep dropping OG stuff and letting it sit, go on sale. It's just like that air up tempo. Everybody loved the first colorway. Nobody bought the Bulls colorway. People love the Lakers colorway, but the Lakers colorway, I'm still walking in places and seeing it. So it's like, yeah, it's dope. Yeah, people want it, but I understand like they can't keep, I guess, dropping. stuff that's not gonna sell. If that makes any sense, it got to be super limited for people to like grab it. So
Well, to me, with that shoe, it was a little bit too soon because they brought it back right before the pandemic. So that's a while for a normal person, but in sneaker years, that's not that long.
yeah,
Like that Derek Fisher pair didn't sell in 2019, so I didn't think it would sell this time. That Bulls
right.
pair, the only pair I know people really wanted was the OG, the white, black, and teal
Yeah,
one, because they haven't brought that back since 2012. So
yeah,
it's been a while. So that's a little bit
yeah,
long, but the rest of those pairs, I'm like, those Pippen ones, like they just came out with them. And what they needed to do was they needed to make the air bubbles red because the pair he wore had red air
yeah,
bubbles. I have that pair from 2019 with the white air bubbles. It's cool, but it's not the same. Like they should have changed it this time.
yeah. And I think they get stuck on that too. And I be really want to know who's in the boardrooms. Like, yeah, change this little thing. And it's like, and I know, like, you working for the brand and everything. I questioned even one of my homies. I asked him about for like why is the simple subtle changes, and when they do make it super OG, something like the Air Max 95 Neon, why make it limited when that shoe sells out? Like, I've never seen a Neon 95 not sell out. So
I have.
making it you have. I mean, from where I'm from, bro, that type of stuff flies, bro. So maybe it's like a regional thing, bro. But like stuff like that just flies, bro. It don't sit. Like people beg for that type of stuff, and again, maybe it's regional, so it's just a perspective. It ain't like I'm in the boardroom knowing the numbers, so I get it. But I'm like, y'all make the Air Max 95 Neon super limited after you give it all the OG treatment after millions of people been asking for it, and now it's like the release has come and gone, and they talk about re-releasing it next year, but not in the OG form. So I'm like, what are we doing?
Well, again, you know, my perspective is a little different. Up until 2015, the Neon 95 used to come out every 2 years, so it was always around. So it wouldn't sell. Like when I used to work for Foot Locker, the second time I worked for Foot Locker when they were doing the history of Air Pack in '05, we had to RTV them because nobody bought them because they had just
What?
come out the year before. So starting with 2015 when they did the 20th anniversary, that's when I started kind of playing with it and doing it different because I mean, since I've been buying shoes, the first retro of the 95 was in 97. There was a wide release in 99. There was one in '03 and '04. '05 for the history of Air. '08 was a JD exclusive. It was only in, back when JD was only in Europe.
Yeah,
Um, the 2010 pair with the black toes, the one that I actually wear. They had the OG pack in 2012, the anniversary pack in 2015.
yeah,
2020, they were hard to get, and they were hard to get this time. So I agree that for me, that's a regular shoe. So it should always be around. It should be like a shell toe Adidas. It should be like a Stan Smith or a White Air Force One, even though White Air Force Ones haven't always been widely available too. I know you remember that.
yeah,
But
bro.
mm,
Seasons.
like we
That
might
used to bring the hype.
you won't see them bitches again until Easter. That's
Yeah,
how I used to be. But yeah, so I look at it, with the 95 specifically, other than the last 10 years, I'm used to that being an available shoe. Where
yeah,
I've got, well, I had a few pairs make it down here, but they didn't make it down here. If you get my drift, they
yeah.
crumbled away. But I mean, at one point, I had like 6 pair of them from different time periods.
Mm,
So I wanted a new pair, but you know, that's a classic shoe. But because it's always been so available, there's never been a sense of urgency like it has for these last 2 releases. They changed it
yeah.
because they did it with the Penny One. You remember the Penny One was hard to get to Orlando. That's a regular shoe.
I don't know why they made it, bro. They made it so hard to get just for it to be like accessible. I'm like, bro, what are we doing?
And
But I think too, um, like I said, I get it though, and I think the problem is again when they do make it super limited, they don't help the people that really want it. They think it's helping us, but then it's like, when you got people that resell, they're literally like gobbling everything up. So for me, it's just like with the bread 185. It's like I was not expecting that shoe to be. I mean, I expect it to be limited, but 10,000 pairs is like it's just like why even bother, bro? Or even you remember when they did the airship breads?
mm-hmm.
Um,
That
they
came
did
out
like
like
a
20.
Europe. Like,
Mm-hmm.
bro, what are we doing? Like, what? Like, sometimes it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, I get it, but I'm like, I don't, because I still got to pay $300 for somebody that's in Italy that's gonna sell it for twice the price. So it's like, I get it, but and then like literally like what maybe 2 years ago they just start dropping all these airships. So I'm just like, why not just give us what we want in the states? I don't know.
But see, that's the thing. Like, one thing I have to remember, and I'm not saying this because I work for them, it's something that I've had to look at differently because I'm sure you've already had to do this since you're back in the store. When you're conducting business, you have to look at it through non-sneakerhead
For sure,
eyes.
for sure,
So,
for sure. That's why I say
yeah,
I get it, but I kind of like my personal side be kind of fighting with like, nah, man. But I get it. Like when I'm having those conversations with my boy that works over at Nike, literally like working for like Nike SB and all that stuff. Like those conversations that we have is like, oh, okay, like it makes sense, and also they trying to protect the brand. I get it. I get it in the long sense. Like they don't want to like continue to like diminish the brand and what it means. So I get it. I get it. And the numbers got to be there.
yeah. I mean, because if you look at it, other than that first social status airship, every other airship, other than the double pack that only came out in Chicago, has been a flop. They've all flopped. The Amamayeres are worthless, and that social status is the same. But I just think that with the niche stuff, because the same thing happened with the Mac Attack. Like, yeah, we could come out with more of these, and they came out with a lot of them, and most of them. I mean, this Mac Attack's in Burlington right now.
But I think but that's one thing. Like Nike, to me, and this might sound, it ain't gonna sound crazy at all. I'm just gonna stand on it. Nike know how to beat a dead horse, bro. Like they like when something's like a lot of times I feel like they're too late recently. Like even like when Travis Scott was kind of at his peak, that was like not even gonna say the peak, but when he was at the hype of Jordan 1 high, Jordan 1 low, the first few colorways, like then you drop it. You see him having these pictures where he's at the concert and he's wearing, the Mac attacks. Like those are moments when you drop stuff like that. The kid, you know what I mean? I get to get the people involved. But I think like after like 2 years or 3 years, they do like the commercial with John McElroy. And I'm like, bro, it's like kind of too late for that. It's like nobody's interested, as much as they were during pandemic time and after pandemic time when he was wearing all these dunks, wearing all these like older shoes, these older trainers. It's like it's just not the same feel. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get that same feel that you just had. Seeing that now,
Well, you know,
it's two,
they
3 years
got planned
later.
out too. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in the before I went into the archives, I was in this other building, this part of the Serena building where there was stuff that we had to put our phones up because it was stuff that was coming out 2 and 3 years that I was seeing. So I think some of it is
Mm.
that I feel like what this is what I'd love to do for Converse is work on their energy part, where like Shea just won the MVP. Like his shoe probably should be out now. It's coming out soon, but it probably should be out now. There should be shirts. There should be this, but because it's the niche
Yeah,
thing, because you keep
yeah,
saying it is just what it is. It's too
yeah,
niche to mass produce it because we're only a small part of the equation for real. We're
for
not
sure.
really what they think. So I get what you're saying. It just depends on what it is. I mean, Jordans are a sure shot. Bo Jacksons are a sure shot. You make stuff specifically for the hood. Come on. You've seen Jordans. I'm sure you've seen Jordans since you've been doing this where you like, those is for the hood.
No, for sure. I mean, bro, for a fact, Air Jordan 12 come in is selling.
Yeah.
Air Jordan 13 come in is selling.
If it's a
Air Jordan
primary color,
14 is selling. Don't matter the color. Air Jordan 11, I mean, I was surprised seeing Columbia sit, but it was just like they made so many. But it's just like that stuff is just guaranteed to sell, for sure. Um, like I said, with the 10, I think they're gonna make these not so available because people like 10s, but with the toe cap situation, people ain't really like people that love it gonna go for it, but people that's not really into it, they like it don't have the red bottom. the red Jumpman on the bottom. It got the toe cap. It's like it's a totally different shoe to them. They're not looking at it from a different, you know what I mean? Looking at it from our perspective, where it's like, oh shit, like they bringing something back from 1994. For them, it's like I don't know what they did, but they did something wrong, you know. And then you got some people that just love it. So I get it. I definitely get it on that end, but I think that I just don't think like certain Jordans just don't sell no more to me being in store, bro. Like a 7 doesn't sell. People hate sixes. I don't know where the hate for sixes came. Um, eights are eights are a hit or miss to me, but I think sometimes when they do make them like not so widely available, they sell out. Nines actually sell out pretty good too.
I mean, nines are for the hood.
Yeah,
Nine,
yeah. Nas
12s, and
pretty
13s.
much sell out. Yeah, Nas pretty much sell out. Now that I think about it, Nas, I really have never seen a Nas sit except that North Carolina one they just dropped. But it was because they didn't have the 23 on the back. So people were like disappointed in it. Even though that's OG, people wanted that 23 on the back. So I think we're in a mix too, bro, where I'm having conversations with certain people and I'm like, yeah, bro, like it's us. We keeping a lot of the nostalgia for the brand there. Because the kids don't care, bro. Like me seeing them go batshit crazy about Metallic Five still is blowing my mind.
That
It's
was
still blowing my mind.
that was
Cause it's like,
a
yeah, I just never under like 2015 they said back in high school, like people went crazy for them, but now like that shoe's $400, bro.
yeah, that shoe, the one that came out when you was in high school, was made like shit. The pair from '07 was way better than the pair from 2011. But in 2016, I did have to sell them. I didn't. There was no line. I had to sell them. But that was back when Jordans was 190 and they was making anything with Nike Air 220. So you know, like I get it, but I was that was the only Jordan this year that I wanted to get that I couldn't.
Yeah. What,
Like
the fives? You didn't get them?
I wasn't able to
What? That's crazy, bro.
because
But hey, we locked in though, so anytime they let me know, I got you. If I ain't getting it, or if I can get it, hold it, bro, I got you. Cause at some point, it's just like that's another thing of the culture too. People gotta alley oop people. Like you can't be talking about, yeah, I got you the few days before the release, but then it's gone for 400, and now you like, oh nah, bro, you got to throw me an extra on top. I think I understand it, but I hate it because there's been so many moments where I've looked out for people before I even got back in the sneaker store, or I bought stuff even when some shit was sitting, and then like day of when I remember when Mocha Highs came out, bro. Not one person would let me get Mochas for retail. I say, damn, y'all moving crazy like this over a Jordan 1? Y'all won't even show me no love. And then I fucked around and got like 10 pairs, bro. I don't even remember how I got 10 pairs. I just know I got 10 pairs for retail somehow.
yeah, it was
But it's just like crazy, bro.
the affordable Travis. But I'm gonna just say this, and I don't want to sound, this is nothing towards you. I'm not getting a retro if I'm not getting it with my swoosh account.
No, I respect it. I respect it. I
You know,
respect it.
because
I
nah,
respect
them days,
it.
like if I can't get it, you know, and I would have paid retail for them, but I still got like 4 pairs in
Yeah,
storage. Like I just wanted them for this apartment because all of my shoes aren't here.
yeah,
You
I
know what I
get it.
mean?
I get it.
I didn't, but that was the only one where it was like, all right, the cement fours, they got returned a lot. The Great Fives got returned a lot. You know, all of the KD4s have gotten returned, where even if I missed them online, I was able to get them because we don't get it on the sneakers app. We have to wait till it gets to regular Nike to get it. Yeah, it's not a
Okay.
sneakers app thing. So a lot
Mm.
of times most of the time Jordans I can wait out. Like those fives and the new white, black, and red 14s from November are the only two that I missed where I just wasn't able to get them because they sold out before they made it to regular Nike.
That makes
I'm like,
sense. That makes sense a
damn,
lot.
these sold out, these 14s, but it goes back to what you said. I don't really think they made that many of them.
Nah, I think and I think that's what they're being smart, and I respect that because again, like for me, the 14s is such a dope shoe. Like, and this might be another hot take, but I think that '04 pair is the best white or black Air Jordan 14. That's me. I love the ridges on the side, but people will disagree. But I love the ribs on the side and that '04 pair. It's just something about the quality of it and the shape, the look. It's just totally different.
Oh,
Um,
about the pair from 2006. I know what you're talking about.
2000, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm all
yeah.
over the place.
It's cool. I had to
But
think about
yeah,
what you're talking about, and I'm like, oh, I have those. I don't ever wear them, but I have those. I don't like that.
You don't like them?
They were given to me. They were a gift. The female I was dealing with at the time got them for me as a gift because I was wearing my
Mm,
pair from '98 still. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So,
I get it. I think it's also too, bro. Like again, and that's what I love about the whole like being a like having the originality of like people loving what they love. For me, it's a little bit more nostalgic because my sister had them back in the day. Again, back to I talk about my niece. Like she was buying that stuff from my niece. I see older pictures of her, so it's just stuff like that that just that fond memory of seeing it, and then it just brings me back to my childhood. So I love that one more. I did have that pair. What year was that? 2014 that came out, or
yeah,
2015?
14 fall.
Yeah, I had those when those came out.
I sold out
The
of those.
sizing was always weird though. I mean, is it me? Like the sizing was always weird on the 14s for me sometimes.
It's a lot more narrow than the 13 and than the 12. So
Yeah, it's weird. So like I would go a half size up, they would be too big. Then I get my true size and I feel like they were a little too tight. So I don't know, but it's just something about that '06 pair that got that material. It just felt good, bro. But like you said, man, like it just to me now, I think, they're trying to get better with quality, but at the same time it's just certain stuff they just not gonna be able to make no more. Like you telling me that you got your older pair of fours and they didn't break and they're like almost what at this point,
25, 26 years old.
you feel what I'm saying, compared to like people that got like,
The '06 pair or the
and they're
pairs
like,
from.
yeah, like bro, like all that stuff is falling apart. So it's like, or the wings break off, or even, bro, one of my boys had the Toro pair, the Toro fours that came out, the wings had broke off. I'm like, bro, these shoes aren't that old. So
Yeah, those were made like shit
yeah,
though.
yeah, all that shit, bro, it's all crazy, bro. Even like,
The green
you
glows
know
made a little better, but they still weren't that good quality
bro.
wise.
I still don't even. I mean, I was pissed off because when you say green glow, I'm thinking they're gonna glow in the dark, and when they didn't, I was just like, they cool, but I'm like, it doesn't really do nothing for me, dog. It don't. A lot of that stuff don't do nothing for me no more,
Yeah.
bro. I gotta be honest.
Hey, listen. So I saw uh I saw a sample pair before they came out that did
Mm,
glow. It
mm,
looks like it looks kind of like the cause, but there was still black on it.
yeah,
But it looked more like that than what came out. So when it finally came out, I didn't get it. And I kind of wished I had them now, but I mean they'd probably be, breaking down since they're from 2013. But um, I just know that any of those fours from 12 or 13, they just weren't made well. They were just
yeah.
slapped together. But
Oh, that you talk about it, bro. I had the breasts from that time frame too, and
nigga,
I wore them to hell, but they end up separating on me at some point too, like really quick, and I was like, damn, bro, these shoes aren't even like 5 years old, and they already separating. Like it's just bad,
yeah,
bro.
for me it was the paint chip and um, those kind of became when once the 2019 pair came out. And I know this is gonna sound crazy, especially with you being from the South. In Cleveland it snows, so every OG that I had, once a newer, better pair came out, they'd be on snow duty. So I 2012, when I would get tired of wearing boots, I would just wear, some beat up older retros that are still intact that I don't really care about. Like my white cement fours from 2012, it was the same thing. Cement, my cement, my black cement threes from the countdown pack, like, and the pair
Bro,
from 2011. Those were both made like shit compared to the 2018 or the '01. So I feel you. I just,
yeah.
you know,
I mean, I just remember all that stuff though, bro. I mean, in the moment, I think we wasn't, at least for me, again, bro, like coming from, single mom, my dad was not fucking with buying no Jordans, bro. That shit was just out of the question, dog. Like Vans, maybe some little bullshit shoes, but Jordans was just, it wasn't even a conversation at all, bro. Not even a little bit. Like,
mm,
so like my mom, I remember her, God rest her soul, bro. I remember when Fusion Aqua 8s came out and she bought one of them joints. And it was just like for me, my mom would go that extra mile to try to make sure we got those type of stuff. I think she couldn't even afford them at the moment. But it's just like when I did start working, what was my Oh, flu games. The actual flu games with the actual sick face on it, and the 92 and all that. Like that was really like my first pair out of like money out of my pocket that I could buy before I started like willing and dealing and trading for all the older shit that I wanted. So it's just like some of that stuff, bro. It just didn't age well compared to like again you having some stuff from the 90s or some people, bro. I've seen pairs like 88 white cement threes, and they if they store correctly, they still look good. I don't know how wearable they are, but it's just like some of that stuff
Yeah.
they just didn't make good. It just didn't age well at all, bro. Not even a little bit. And I
Yeah,
think it's bad, man. But what can you do? That's why I think I love retros, even though sometimes they don't look the best. But
yeah. I mean, the fusion. What I enjoyed about a lot of that fusion stuff too was they would make a lot of nice apparel. Like they had a bunch of jackets where I'm like, I'm gonna just wear this with my regular aquas.
yeah,
I'm
um,
uh,
you know some,
yeah,
bro. You know some.
cause,
I miss those shorts. That's why I said now we would talk. Me and my friends talk about that a lot, right? Like they don't make those Jordan shorts like they used to. They don't make the slides. They kind of try to bring some stuff out with the slides, but that was the thing our way, bro. People was wearing the slides, the shorts, that was the thing. The whole outfit, the whole Jordan outfit was a thing our way. I know it seemed tacky in other places like New York and shit, but here it was really the wave.
yeah. For us, it was a matter of having a break in between where you might have a shirt or the jacket, but you'll have on some jeans or some shorts or something, and then you'll have a shoe maybe. But the dress
Nah,
to like a mannequin thing, that was like my way. Only like old niggas would do
yeah, no,
that.
like now that I'm like again when people see me they be like, oh bro, you from New York or something. I'm like, nah bro, I'm from Florida, because a lot of us dress country as hell, bro. Like people go in the mall and be like, let me get this Nike outfit, that Nike hat with the Nike shoes, you feel me? Or
Yeah,
back then, bro, Jordan shirt with the Jordan shorts, Jordan socks with the Jordan shoes, bro. That was really a thing. One thing I don't miss is the Jordan socks. Them shits was, they look cool, but they hurt. They was like, I don't know what type of like material they was using for those socks, bro. Them shit should be so thick,
mm-hmm.
like crazy enough, bro. But yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. I'm glad to finally like really have a conversation with people that's deep into it, man. Like even today, bro, I drove like almost an hour, well, like 30 minutes out just to get this little piece. I don't know if you saw it on my Let me flip this way. Watch out, Scoop. So I got this one today.
Mm.
So it's just stuff like this that, like,
Oh yeah,
again,
that's early '90s. I can tell by that tag. You ready?
tag, yeah, the tag. See, people don't be knowing what's going on. They be thinking it's regular. And
Now
then you
look,
see that gray tag is up.
Go if you can. What does the tag next to it say? Because it might have the date on it, where I can tell you exactly how old it is.
Let's see.
That should be at the top.
Let's see. Um, I'm trying to go into it. Let's see. It look like it's right here, but I can't really tell. Is it
Okay.
that number right there?
Yeah. What does the number by your thumb say or your finger? What does that
That's
say?
on. See, I can't tell.
Because the way they used to do it back then, it would everything is by season. So in the '90s, what they used to do, like if it say, because that's early '90s. If it has like a S1, that means it's from spring of '91.
It definitely say S something. I just can't really read it. My eyes bad though. Don't
Because that's
get me
spring.
in line.
So the it's spring, and then if you ever see something and it's got a U is for summer, F
Okay.
is for fall, and H is for holiday.
Okay.
So
Okay.
up until '08, back in '08, they just started putting FA '07 or FA '08, HO '08.
Okay.
So when I'm thrifting Nike stuff, I always look to see how old it is to determine whether or not it's worth it for me to buy it. Because the way the thrift does now, if it's just got a Nike sign or a Jumpman on it, it don't matter how old or new it is, it'll be whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just because it's a Jordan or a Nike thing. So
Girl, don't even
I'm
talk about
like,
it, bro.
this is like I was at City Trends because City Trends is a thing down here. It's we have them in Cleveland, but it's not really a thing there. So they have a bunch of Nike and Jordan stuff in there, and It's from like 2015, 2016, and they still want like $17.99 for it. And I'm like, man, I can get a shirt from Nike directly for less than that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm nerdy when it comes to that kind of stuff where I have to look at how old it is just to see, like, okay. Matter of fact, I just thrifted this not too long ago. So this is a Jordan wind jacket. It's from 05, 06. It's
Yeah.
20th anniversary thing. But if you and a lot of times it'll be on this tag here.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately for this one, it's worn off. It's just white.
Yeah.
But I know that with this having the anniversary tag on it, it's definitely from 2005.
Yeah.
Now, it's just black. It's just got a black Jumpman on it. And then on the back, it's got Jordan. I mean, this thing was only like $5 or $6.
Hey,
So,
come up. That's a come up, dog.
damn, I wish I had something where I could show you the date. But, with you being in the vintage, you definitely want to be looking at the date codes if
Yeah.
they haven't worn away.
Yeah, my partner had sent me this was a while ago though. Like again, bro, like when I was just Tumblr and all that stuff from my era, like we were just like so fascinated. And I think that's the thing that's missing from a lot of the kids that's into it now. Like, not saying you gotta be that nerdy into it, but it's just like, bro, the hunt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you still go thrift stuff because that hunt, that feeling of like, oh shit, this here right now, nobody wanted this. Okay, cool. Like, I still love that feeling, bro. I love that feeling. But he sent me this whole layout of like the tags. I know some blue tags.
That's 80s.
Obviously that gray one with the red, like so. I have like a picture that I kind of saved. I'm like, okay, when I see a tag, I'm like, this don't look like that regular Nike tag that we get in everyday stuff. So, how do you feel about them retro and like some of the stuff? Like when they did to me when they dropped the Urban Jungle like jacket and like the baseball jersey, I was in love, bro. I love stuff like that.
Yeah, I bought the jacket. Some of the other stuff, I either just couldn't find it in my size. I kept finding those pants, but I'm like, I'm never gonna wear these pants. But the jacket, because I have all of the Urban Jungle Gym stuff from 2014.
Yeah,
Forces. The first time those Air
yeah,
Raids came out, I don't know why
hmm
they won't give us the Air Raid 2. I just don't
yeah,
understand it. It's the same midsole outsole. I don't know why they won't do it. But that's
yeah,
another, like, if something like that came back, I wouldn't even wait for swoosh. I would just buy that shit for
yeah,
whatever I had it. Them joints could be 200. I would buy them because I've
yeah,
had two OGs, and one lasted until 2014. The other lasted until like 2018 before they
yeah,
were gone. But yeah, I like that stuff, and because they were doing that for a couple years where they had like the year. Like I have a windbreaker that says 1989 in it from that same kind of thing. I like that shit. Because they do it with Jordan all the time. They'll either make a retro card into a shirt or a poster or whatever. Like I like all that shit. Because
yeah.
that's just the same as them making these boxes.
No, I
You
love
know,
that. I love that shit, bro.
now I was feeling kind of a way because these really came in this box.
Hmm.
Not that box with the pictures. That was for the 94 ones, twos, and threes. But whatever they do, I wish I could just find a box to put my 94 Chicago's in because I don't have that
Yeah.
box anymore. So,
Nah, for sure, bro. It's weird, bro, because like um it matters.
yeah.
It matters, bro. Like even when I got the Bread 11s when they came out, and they put it in the Nike box, I'm like, yeah, this is the nostalgic shit that gets me going. This is the stuff that feels good, and I know that like again, bro, it's just something about Jordan brand and like that feeling of the packaging. It's like a lot of stuff don't do that for me no more, though, bro. A lot don't do it for me no more. So I've been trying different shit, bro. Like big Nike head, obviously big Jordan head, bro. But J Tips them been killing it, bro. I can't lie to you. That's those sockety grid on me nines feel good on the feet, bro. That's an 8 hour shift. Them shit's going on my foot. I can't wear my Jordan 4s for 8 hours, you know. But
Really?
I'm balancing out. I balance it out. I love my retro stuff, but them Asics be feeling good on that 8 hour shift, that 9 hour shift. So I have learned to not leave what I love, but I've also got to a point where I'm not afraid to try new things. And I know some people aren't gonna ever fuck with certain stuff, but I've been kind of influenced by the kids. I tried the 90/60 joints, got rid of them because I was like, they something to throw on, but I can't do it. What else did I try? I got a pair of Ameros. It's still some Nike shit, but I don't wear them as much. Um, but yeah, but like, bro, I love the old '90s running shit, but I just can't wear it, bro. Silver Bullets, love that shoe. I cannot wear that shoe, bro. My feet is not having it, bro.
Surprised. Yeah, like none of those shoes really give me problems, but again, I'm wearing Chucks half the time. So
Yeah,
now
I mean,
I do,
yeah. So you probably,
I do wear the Chuck 70s. They got the Nike Air in them, but still, like, I don't know. Like Jordan's, the 2012 Jordan 4 is the only Jordan that really bothered me. Where I'm like, God, it's hard to wear these because my pinky toe, the pull tab is digging into my Achilles. That was the only Jordan that ever gave me any problems ever.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, 13s to me are the most comfortable. The
yep,
12 as a retro actually feels better than the OG because it's not as heavy.
yeah,
They've improved the zoom
yeah,
because 12 was the first one of the first it was one of the first shoes that had zoom air in it.
yeah.
So back in the day, but yeah, most of the time I can wear Jordans easy. I don't know the eights, the white pair I wear strapped up, but the playoffs and the aquas I leave them just
Yeah.
whatever. Oh,
You know what I think it is for me though, bro? I think also
are you a wide foot?
it's yeah, I'm definitely wild foot. But I think too, what messed me up a lot is during the pandemic, I was wearing a lot of Jordan ones, and my feet weren't really like used to that.
Hmm.
So I definitely had a whole time frame, bro, where like I would wear my Jordan ones and my whole back, body, everything was all out of line, bro. Like I would
Really?
wear them, and I like my body got used to it, right?
Yeah.
But then I would wear something with a little bit more support and love on my back and on my lower back and everything. And bro, I would wear the Air Jordan ones again, and my whole body be hurt. I was like, oh nah. So, I don't know. For me, even when I was like smaller, bro, I think like obviously I'm heavier now, but when I was like 180, bro, like I still couldn't wear Silver Bullets all day. It just couldn't do it, bro. My feet just was not having it. And then for some reason with the 95s, even though I love that shoe, they make them different, bro. Some pairs be like super narrowed, and some be they still have the narrowness to it, but like for some reason I can put my wide foot in and feel okay. But I just feel like some of those retros they just didn't do right. That's why I felt like with the OG Big Bubble, like this is how it's supposed to be made. Why aren't y'all giving it to us like this? Like this is what we wanted. We want that same comfort. We want that same look. So but I get it. I get it. But yeah, bro, stuff like that. I love a lot of those shoes, bro. Only shoe I haven't had that's to me is the Gundam joints.
The Air
Um,
Max 9.
yeah, I want those. I am afraid to buy them, and they hurt my feet though. So I don't know what the sizing's like on those.
So I'll be honest with you. 95s are probably my favorite Air Maxes. They're definitely the Air Max I have the most of. But 98s are a very close second. They were both made by Sergio Lozano.
Yeah,
Um, 98s to me are like a more comfortable 97. They have the same bubble,
yeah,
but the upper feel is completely different. I'm probably one of the only people who I have a lot of 98s. I don't have that many 97s. I might have 10 total. But I probably got about 25 or 30 98s.
yeah. See,
I
I
love
want. Did you get those like I don't know why I call them joints like they was like orange
the cone.
the cone
Mm-hmm.
joints.
Oh, of
I
course.
Yeah, those are fire. I had bought them. I had hit for these joints for retail, but I didn't get my size. So it just sometimes, bro, it's just certain stuff like that again, like the Gundam joints, like I don't remember like when was the last time they released those? Like it's just certain stuff like that that I'll like go hunting for some days. I just get on Google or eBay and I'm just like, oh, let me see what Gundam's going for. And they're like $400. I'm like, this shit is nutty. Like I can never get any of like the stuff that I like. I can get a lot of stuff, but sometimes stuff like that is like just out of my like reach because I'm like I don't love it that much.
Yeah, I mean,
But
them for cheaper.
but yeah, but certain stuff too that kind of like grabbed my eye in a recent year or so has just been like a lot of ACG stuff. Um, the boots. I had some. They weren't too comfortable at all. I know they've meant for hiking, but they dope. They look good. That's my thing sometimes too, bro. I get so caught up in the '90s look of things, and when I buy it and I wear it for a while, I'm like, man, my feet just can't enjoy it. That's why I got rid of a lot too, bro. Like a lot of stuff just didn't feel good no more. That's why like sometimes I'm asking y'all like how y'all surviving in these like all these different like shoes, bro? Because after so long, my feet just can't take it. But like you said, man, you probably just used to it, like or your feet like don't give you no problem. So maybe it's just
I've had a
just a
lot of
me thing.
I've had a lot of bouts with plantar fasciitis. So there are shoes like for instance, there are about 3 shoes I know that if I wear them, they'll reactivate my plantar fasciitis. Number 1 on the list is my Medicine Ball Trainer 3s. I know if I wear them, I'm gonna have plantar fasciitis. Mm.
Really, that shoe does good for my foot. So it's weird to hear that.
It's just that one though. Like I have a lot of Trainer 3s. Just that one bothers me.
Yeah,
But Um, I don't know. I mean, as far as the cones and the Gundams came out kind of close. That was 2018, so they're old, but they're not crazy old. When I see used pairs of the Gundams now, I usually see them for between 200 and 300. I only usually see them for like 400 if they're dead stock, but they've only retroed them once. Like I had them back in '98,
yeah,
so I want to get them again, but that's one of the only pairs I'm missing from the '98 because I hate to say it, that's '98 is one of them shoes. Like when I was at Hibbett, we had all types of colors for the hood. And
yeah,
I bought them because they're '98s, but the Tour Yellow is the only one that I can say I wear a lot because it's an
yeah,
OG.
yeah.
When it came out with the '98 in 2014, you couldn't give it away. And in Cleveland, only Jimmy Jazz got them.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah, I don't know what they had going on, man, but I get it. Like I said, bro, I'm getting it more and more being being back in the sneaker side of it, being in a manager position at the store, and just seeing how a lot of people, not a lot of people, but a lot of like upper management, how they want things to go, how things need to sell, numbers, what you got to do in a week, what you got to do in a day. Like it makes sense more now that I'm in this space, especially in this space trying to figure as I'm trying to like climb the ladder and stuff, like just realizing how much you realize like they keep track of everything. So I don't know if they do it. I'm pretty sure they do it at Converse, but having like what's your top seller, what's not selling enough of, like how to place it, where to put it, all this different stuff. So just seeing it is just like again, if a Gundam 98 comes out, like is people really gonna buy it? You know what I mean? Like obviously the niche of people will buy it, but is everybody gonna buy it? So just walking into a DTLR the other day and I'm like, damn, bro, they got all these phone posits. They got all these, they got all these Barclays. They got all these up tempos, and like none of that shit's moving. It's moving, but it's like slow pacedly moving. And a lot of us, bro, a lot of people waiting on deals. Like you said, bro, you're not buying shit unless you can get it on your swoosh. There's a lot of people like that like me. I love the UNC reimagined Jordan ones that came out. I think it's a phenomenal shoe. Do I want to pay 185 for it? Fuck no.
yeah, I didn't.
Fuck no. I don't want to pay 185 for it. Now $100 sound good.
Yeah, with
120
the
sound good.
yeah,
But
with the,
$200, nah, bro. Y'all tripping.
now
I don't even know why they made it that high, but I get it.
what, one well 180 is like the regular price of a one now.
Which is to me that's bull. Like it shouldn't be 185. You get half of any shoe that they drop for what for that price. Like that's literally you literally not getting nothing with that shoe besides just the hype of what it is. So it's like even when you get some of these union shoes and they're like 240, like for what? Like
Yeah, see, I don't. I just, I'm for me to have as many sneakers as I have, I'm cheap and thrifty with sneakers because I feel like when you have a lot of sneakers, they don't have the same value to me that they would have to a normal person.
yeah, for sure.
Um, so that's why I've got like with the fives, it's like I didn't think they were gonna be a almost $500 shoe in my
Me neither,
size,
bro.
but
That's funny.
I don't think anybody did because since I've been with Nike and Converse, every single five that has come out has sat. And there
Yeah.
have been at least 30 since I've been with the
For
company.
sure.
But um, being in leadership, this Converse situation for me is different because when you work for a brand as opposed to working for, just a shoe chain, it's a different level of commitment to the product. You got to believe in it. You got to love it. I love Converse. I still
Yeah.
have more Nikes, but I love Converse. But I enjoy, as I've been a store manager 7 or 8 times, I enjoy the grind and having to know those numbers and having to do it, having to just kind of be on top of everything. The thing I probably miss the most is I miss doing shoe releases.
Yeah.
Because
It's fun, bro. It'd be fun.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, you know, everything that's a new release with Converse, it's just online or it's on sneakers
Yeah.
because it's Nike, so it's different. But just enjoy it, man. I mean, I love it. I didn't think I would still be doing this at this point. Being on the retail side of things, but it's just something that I love to do.
For sure, man. My last question, because I wanted to know, because I see you sometimes like just posting old pictures and being in those spaces where you were running those stores. With me being in this manager position, just a supervisor, right? I'm not an ASM or a store manager yet,
Mm-hmm.
but what's something like as far as advice with me trying to grow in those spaces? What's something that you would say if you were running a store? What would you look for as for potential of a person becoming your ASM or somebody that you'll say, okay, one day, they'll probably run their own store? What's something that, like, with you being in those specific positions, running your own store, having the support from, employees and your ASM, like, with somebody in this new space, this new time frame, what advice would you have for them?
Well, if I were interviewing you, I would, kind of, after the ice was broken, I would kind of ask you what your end game was and what you really wanted to
Yeah.
do, because one thing that I try to do is maybe not once a month, but at least once every 2 months, I like to sit down with each associate and see where their head is at, why they're doing this, why they're here. Some people would just be honest and be like, I'm here for the discount, I want the shoes, whatever. And some people would be like, I'm trying to grow, I'm trying to do this. So once I would know that, that would kind of frame what kind of approach I was taking. Now, if it were you, um, the way that you speak is good. I know that with depending on like if I was still a store manager for Hibbett, the way that you speak, the way that you dress, your sneaker knowledge, I know that you will work out. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. I always tell people you gotta be you while still being corporate at the same time. It's a song and dance that we have to do, but you want to appear as authentic as possible to your consumer because people shop people more so than people shopping stores. I can get a pair of Jordans anywhere, but I want to go see Power to the pictures because I'm gonna have a good time. We're gonna talk. If he's busy, I understand he's busy. We're doing a shoe release, but I know it's all love,
Yeah.
and I fuck with him, so I'll be at that store because he's there. If I move back to Cleveland, because it almost happened where Hibbett tried to hire me back from Converse, but the numbers and the logistics just weren't right. But I know
Mm-hmm.
that if I go back to Cleveland, I know I'm gonna have a built-in customer base already because everybody. I'm not gonna say everybody knows me, but everybody knows me.
Mm-hmm.
So people shop people. So just keep being your authentic self while still staying in the parameters of JD, and
Yeah,
it'll all
yeah,
work out for itself.
yeah. For sure, man. I appreciate that because I think even like when I'm talking to some of the employees, bro, I'm like, bro, we just try to be our authentic self, but just have supreme confidence. Like the thing I am finding out when I go to a lot of these shoe stores, though, is that a lot of these kids they don't really, like you said, bro, they don't care. They just, it's a paycheck, or they kind of want sneakers. But even nowadays, bro, I'm noticing that, bro, the job market is so bad, bro, that people don't even want the sneakers, bro. They just want the paycheck.
Yeah, no,
Crazy to say, it's just the paycheck.
because I feel like when you were in high school and back, people used to covet shoe store jobs. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, you work at Foot Locker, you work at Foot Action, you work at Finish Line. You got a deal on the you get a discount on the shoes. It's excuse my your kid isn't in there, is she?
I'm walking away from her.
Nah, but I'm like, you get the discount on the shoes. You in the mall, there's bitches there. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice place to be if you young. You in high school or you in college. It's a great job to have. And it's like now, you're older. It's different. but because you're, what are you now? What, 30? You're about to be 33.
Yeah.
So you're on your way to being an old head. So you got to show them the way.
Yeah, I
Show them
know, right?
respect. I'm saying this at 44. So
Nah, hey, listen, bro, hey, I love it though. Like sometimes people be so stressed out about getting old. I'm like, bro, you better keep on. Hey, like the OGs told me, boy, keep on living, boy. You better thank God you get to see 33,
yeah,
35, 60.
you now you're gonna start having to impart wisdom on them. You know, if there already
Yeah,
isn't, there's gonna be somebody, at least an associate or two, you're gonna have to take under your wing, you know, and show them the way.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
So
And I'm definitely digesting that, man. Especially uh, knowing that I'm not 21 no more, and I have to start being in a space where I gotta like lead. So I think that leadership, going into a higher role, means leadership. Like it ain't just it's to me. It's not just at least where I'm at, right? Like you know, how can I say it? I think being a supervisor in like footwear, you kind of like got a lot more wiggle room, right? But when you go into like an ASM, like when the store manager not there, it's on you. So I understand that like people have to trust not only just letting you run the store, but people have to trust in you to be there and say, okay, I'm gonna respect this person while I'm here and handle my business and like try to meet these quotas and stuff too. So
well, just
I know that comes with a lot of leadership.
just remember, those are just words. If you're a
Okay.
supervisor, you're in leadership
Okay.
already. So um, it's all about the atmosphere that you create, not only for the consumer, but for your associates as well.
Mm,
If you
okay.
create the proper atmosphere for everybody to still be able to be themselves, but they understand that, you know, when you stern, you got to be stern. Um, it'll all work out. I'm just saying this from personal
Okay.
experience. Like, you know, it's all about the atmosphere that you create. Where, you know, if you're aligned with the store manager, you're just gonna be an extension of them. You may not do it like him or her. You don't
Mm,
do it your way, but it's still keeping the standards up, keeping it fun, having having a good time. Because
yeah.
people don't want to come back where they had a good time.
Yeah. For sure. And I definitely the biggest thing when I went back into it, and they like, what can you offer new? I'm like, bro, the experience, bro. Like that I'm gonna bring a different culture because for me it's like I really love what I'm doing. And to be honest with you, bro, obviously if you look at my page, I do photography full time. So this shit really a passion and just something I really love to do. I
Mm-hmm.
could have went back to corporate America, but I was like, you know what? I'll take a pay cut to go do something I love to do. You feel what I'm saying? And just make more money doing what I love to do with photography. Because at the end of the day, like to me, it's not work. Going to JD isn't work to me. Some people it is, but for me, it's like I get to be around a lot of dope people. I get to educate moms and dads when they come in. And the coolest thing, bro, is when sorry, my daughter's she's like, Daddy, I want your attention. I'm finna give it to her.
Hey,
But the coolest thing for me, bro, is that when I have a little kid come in, bro, and their parents they're looking for the cheapest shit in there, right? Because every mom and dad is trying to be frugal with buying kids clothes. They grow in it, they shoes or whatever, and they're like, I want these Jordans, and they like you can see it in their mom and dad eyes, like, man, I don't really want to buy this. But then you could tell like how passionate they are, and they start they like tell me stuff about. I'm like, yeah, like I remember being that young, and my parents couldn't afford it, and then they end up leaving out with the shoe because I explained to their mom like, nah, this is it, this is what's in, but also like it's gonna last you longer compared to buying this $20 whatever shoe it is, because sometimes the shoes don't even though they're $20 don't mean they're gonna last them longer.
right.
So I be having these conversations. Come on, mama. I be having these conversations with these kids, and they be so in tune. And it's like, damn, bro, like these kids are like 10 years old, and they know about Michael Jordan. Like that's something you ain't gonna never. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, they gonna be able to drop Sauconys and all that shit, but I just don't see it having that staying power forever.
I doesn't, because see, you should remember this. Asics and New Balance had a wave right before the Yeezy thing. Everybody was wearing Gel Light 3s and Gel Light 5s and
I remember that.
574s,
I remember that.
1300s. So this isn't anything new. To me, the only thing that's really where Nike is like, damn, is Yeezy. and that's over with. So this Asics 1130 thing, it might last another year. The New Balance things, the collabs with Joe Fresh Goods and J Tips and Salehi and all of that. That stuff is cool, but it's what you just said. It's not. It's still not Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It's still not Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or hell. We could even go Reebok with Shaq and Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
You know, Glenn Robinson had a shoe called the Rail. Nick Van Axel had the Blast.
Yeah.
People remember that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, collabs are cool. Joe Fresh Goods and J Tips are good at making technical shoes, really colorful. Great.
Yeah.
But in 3 years, is anybody gonna care? I got a shoe for you.
Not the masses. The niche people will.
Now, I was all over this shoe, right? And it still goes. But like, if you show a regular person, nobody's gonna care about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um. Oh,
Yeah. I want to see that. That shit look flavor. Ooh,
yeah.
that's so crazy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Food fights. Now, in 2021, these have people in a chokehold. That is
Yeah.
another shoe. Like these are never supposed to be here. They just ended up here. But you know, like these was but now I'm sure you probably can get a pair of these used for $150.
Yeah.
So to me, when I see, and I have a bunch of, I ain't gonna say a bunch, but I have multiple Joe Fresh Good Converses. But that stuff is cool, but it's not gonna be like a Jordan 12.
Nah. I mean, I don't. I think that's for me right now. Is what I'm trying to. I be trying to grasp it, bro, because I hear the conversations, bro. Kids be in there like, man, like that's the dopest thing about being in there too, right? You kind of see the waves.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you see the waves of everything that's cool and what's not cool. So the kids be on some, man, we ain't wearing Nike dunks no more. Those shit's played. I be like, y'all was just going nuts over this shit 2 years ago. It's played now, and the kids rather put on a Van New School than wear a Jordan. And I be like, what the fuck, like the culture is so switched, and then you got that's another fly thing too. Like some of their parents be coming in and they be picking up the New Balance 740, which is like to me one of the worst shoes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, bro, we wouldn't get caught dead wearing this shit at high school. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I mean that's what the kids want, bro. Like, but I don't know if you follow Dre the Shoe God. He's another dope one that just collects. He just buys, collects, restores shoes or whatever.
Yeah, we
And
follow each other.
so he said something that had caught me. It didn't really catch you by surprise, but it made a lot of sense. A lot of the sneakers they buy, bro, look like designer shoes. So some of those runners, they be wanting a Dior shoe, but a Dior shoe costs $1,500. So shit, let me go ahead and buy this New Balance with the chunky bottom because it doesn't, you know what I mean? It don't cost as much. It's 160. Or like I knew I had gravitated toward the Omni 9 a little bit more. But the reason why is because I remember wanting some Raf Simmons back in like 2011, 2012. I wanted some Raf Simmons really bad. I was like, damn, but it was like $600 a pop. And
Mm-hmm.
when J Tips dropped the shoe and he did the fucking crazy colorways on it, I was like, yeah, this the one. And then when Drake said that shit on his stand, I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's why I was attracted to him because he kind of compared it to him. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. So I think some of the kids want designer stuff because that's like, again, that's what's online, that's what's popping, that's what's gonna get you the likes, you know. But longevity, I just sometimes I question like, I ask myself, my daughter's 2, bro. When 16 years from now, what's next? Is it still retro Jordans? It's 40 years in now.
Probably
So
so.
yeah, so I mean,
Just
she gonna be heavily influenced by me. So either way, whatever she pick is cool. But I'm just like, damn, like what's gonna be next? Like what's gonna be considered fly? What's gonna be
I mean,
considered, you know, whoa, Scooby Doo. Sorry.
yeah, nah, it's cool. Everything comes in waves, man. I mean, I feel like we'll go back to for me when you was in high school. You remember after the countdown packs, they weren't really gonna do retros like that. That was the thing. They said that. So in 2009 until holiday, you had the Raging Bulls, you had that Celtics and Bulls pack with the 2 1s. you had those random fives that were made out of patent leather that were like brown and white and whatever. But it wasn't really no retros in 09. And then they came back in 10, so it kind of kicked back up. But it didn't really kick up for real until the Concords,
Yeah.
2011. And that momentum from those Concords lasted all the way until 2014. Then 2015 started off hot, but after the Bordeaux came out, Jordan, it died. Like after that Bordeaux 7 in 2015, nobody cared about that Statue 9 or that Gray 9 that looked like the Oregon 9. Nobody cared about anything other than the Laney Low 14, the 72 and 10, 11.
Yeah.
And you could say to a lesser extent the Aqua 8 or the Maroon 6, but neither of those really sold well because of when they came out.
Nah, the price tag was too high, bro. Those Maroon 6 was fire. But everybody was like 220, you smoking really. Because it just didn't make sense. Just because you throw Nike Air on the back doesn't make this shoe worth 220.
Well, it was that, and a lot of people, because if you remember, look at the shoe, it's not really white.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more like a eggshell or cream.
Yeah, and they were supposed to come out in October. Now I feel like if they would have came out when they were supposed to, they would have been a bigger deal. But them coming out in between the Aquas and the 72 and 10s was bad for them.
Nah, for
But
sure. For sure.
it's all waves. Like to me, it kind of shifted after 2016, where niggas were still buying Jordans, but everybody wanted Air Max 97s and
Yeah.
98s, and people were still buying Hirachis then. It's
Correct.
all waves.
Yeah.
You know, when I was at Hibbett 2018 and 19, niggas was buying Jordans, but everybody just wanted Yeezys.
Yeah.
But it was
I'm glad that wave over with, bro. I tried it. Hey, like I told you, bro, I tried some shit, but had two. Hey, bro, I literally had 3 pairs of wave runners. Bought them, sold them. Bought them, sold them. I'm like, they cool. And then those any of the boost ones, just the standard ones that came out, bro. I had the zebras. Wore them shits a whole day. I was like, they cool. They not bad, but comfort level wise, maybe because I just got a wide foot, I just could never enjoy it. And
really?
styling them shits is just, I just couldn't. They just weren't comfortable to me, bro. I don't know if it's just my foot's weird or what, but I just could not enjoy them, bro. I
Never
could not
heard
enjoy
nobody
them.
say Yeezy was uncomfortable.
Bro, they was hurting my feet, bro. They hurting my feet. Like, and I felt like when I went a size up, they like my foot slid. So like I said, bro, it's just weird. But I also learned too in the last year, socks make a big difference.
Yeah.
So when I was wearing most of my older like '90s retro shoes, I would wear those kind of like thicker socks with the ridges on it or something like that. Now, if that sock too thick, it's over with. So I get it, man. Yeah, bro.
I only the only 700 I had was the second colorway, the mauve color. I never had the first one, but
Yeah.
the only Yeezys I can say I've worn a lot. I used to wear the semi-frozen 350, the lime green one, and the very first Adidas Yeezy, the
Yeah.
750. I used to wear those. They're hard to wear. And then for Nike, I mean, I had all the Yeezy twos except for the Red Octobers, and
Mm.
but I have the Blink Yeezy one. I didn't have any of the other ones.
You still got them?
Mm-hmm. I'm afraid to wear
Oh,
the
yeah.
ones though.
Oh, I lied. That's up there too for me. Probably all the Yeezy ones. I always wanted those, even though people like now sometimes I show people like Yeezy, like any of the Nike Yeezy, like them shits is terrible. I'm like, bro, it's just you had to be
Yeah,
there
you
for
wasn't
me.
there.
Like you just had, yeah, you wasn't there. Like you just had to be there, bro. I can't explain it. Like if you weren't there, bro, it's cool. I'm cool on that.
You
But
wasn't there.
that's definitely up there. But I just don't see him ever doing that again, just because
And hey,
all the stuff going on, all the stuff that Kanye just been in the last like 3-4 years. It's like that shit ain't gonna never. They just not even gonna ruin their brand. It ain't even worth it, you know.
it's not gonna be about that. They gonna do what they did with the Kevin Garnett's and with all that other stuff. They ain't gonna call it the Yeezy.
Mm.
They might call it the Air Entertainer 2009. They could Nike. They could do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They done brought back shoes without the people. They did it with Dion, with Agassi. So if we see Wu Tang Dunks and Galaxy phone posits and all these KD4s, anything could come back.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hey, I don't care what nobody say. That undefeated four and that Tokyo five. I'm really set right now. If I get those and I never buy another retro high end shoe, Jordan shoe, I'm good. Like
Yeah.
those two are like that was like to me. I had told myself literally like because I bought all the retro colorways I wanted, except like the Tour fours. I was like, that's really it. Like that's the peak for me. Like I don't really care for PEs and all that shit. Like they're dope, but I'm just like it was so untainable and like was never a thing unless you just like had bread. So like for me, it's just like when I saw Tokyo fives and like undefeated fours, that stuff was just like
Yeah.
it's so untainable.
I
So
don't know that I would ever have to have the Tokyo fives. If they're there to get, I'd get them. But those undefeated fours, I'm going to try to get them. But I've already kind of accepted the fact that I may not. But
mm,
um,
I'm paying resale, bro. I already know it.
I,
I'm already my mind's already set.
I can't,
My mind's already set.
you know, like I just I've never been able to do that. You know, again when I was married, I did it a few times for her
Mm.
because I wanted her to have something. But like for me, I've never paid more than 300 for a shoe for me
Mm.
ever, and
Oh
that was a long
yes.
time ago.
You don't want to hear how much I paid for a shoe, bro. It's nasty. I paid a lot. But that's me being in the hype. So once I realized after so much hype, I'm like,
What what,
nah, this ain't really my flavor.
what was the shoe?
Uh, so I think my first time I paid like crazy resale was for the Travis One High. I really was into that shit when it first dropped. I think I paid 800 for that one at that moment, which was crazy. Um, Off White Five, I traded like four shoes, so that was like 800. Had to be like 800, so that was definitely a thing. But my biggest one, bro, and I don't regret it though because that shoe really, now that I've really done everything, I literally every kind of like life moment in that shoe. I paid like 12 for Union Ones, but I wore them joints to my daughter being born, when I proposed to my wife, when I got my first house. So it's like those memories are there. You know what I mean? Do it still justify the $1,200 charge? Probably not, but I have sold a few shoes in my day, so it evens out. If that makes any sense, that's all I say. It evens out. Like the money I've made just alone in mochas back then, like it balanced out. You know?
So was this the Storm Blue with the
Yes, sir.
red one top?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. That's the one. That surely is the one. That black toe. Listen, the black toe I couldn't justify it. That black toe, I'm just like, I'm gonna cover the pants, bro, and it's not. I can't justify it. I
Well,
just couldn't justify it.
that's why I don't feel like those new unions are really moving like that because if you got your pants the way people wear their pants now, it's just like wearing a Chicago one.
Exactly.
It's the same.
That's why I got rid of them, bro. I was like, I'll just wait for the Chicago one lows, and I'll be okay. Because to me, the Storm Blue one is the best one.
Really?
Not the best one of all time, but just the storm out of the
Best
Union
union.
pack. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, out
No, but
of the Union. Nah, the best Jordan one to me. That's a hard question, but I mean, I'm gonna always go OG, bro. I'm gonna give it bread to Chicago, like the best one of all time. Like as far as like a collaboration, that's kind of tough. I never thought of it. That's something I gotta think on.
yeah,
The best Jordan one ever outside of like OG colorways. That's tough.
I'm telling you, up until to me, till the pandemic, people would always pick the bread one over the Chicago one.
That's
But
correct. This is facts. This
I
is facts.
I've always been Chicago one because that's the one he wore.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I wear Jordans. Like I know he wore the bread ones in the dunk contest or whatever when he lost to
Yeah.
Dominique, but you know, um, even though they're both OG ones, to me those are two different situations. Like I could wear my bread ones with some hype shit, some old hype shit like niggas used to wear the camo pants. I still got camo pants. You know,
No,
you
I still
wear
got it.
a really cool graphic tee with it, you know, but and I could do that with the Chicago's, but with the Chicago's, I'm more apt to wear my rookie Jordan jersey or some Chicago Bulls paraphernalia with it. It has a different meaning to me.
Yeah. I mean, I put more respect on it. I think even going to see that movie Air, like maybe put a lot more respect on the Chicago one too. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
See if I
man.
can find mine before we go. Cause yeah, that before we go, just name me your top 5 shoes of all time.
Ooh, of all time, damn, that's tough. Of all time,
Yeah, man.
of my of my all time, my all time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hot take. This is a super hot take. Um, damn, top
I
five.
find this.
Air Jordan 7. That's a hot take for sure. Um, Eddie Brand.
Yeah, I mean your top 5 shoes.
That's probably still gonna be a Nike or Jordan anyway. Ooh, 7 for
Now, any specific colorways, or are you just doing the shoes?
7 Bordeaux. Um,
Okay.
man, that boy hit me with a fucking left hook.
I got a pair of sample Bordeaux's here because I don't have.
Mm. yeah, yeah, you gotta show me this shit one day.
Yeah, I'll show them to you.
Um, Bordeaux sevens, Bread fours, Black Cement threes. Um, it's a hot take, bro. Pippin up tempos. Uh, uh, is that 96? The black and whites.
Yeah.
Um, um, man, I'm already at 4. Fuck, that's so tough. Hey, bro. Hey, listen. I might have to. Damn, this shit is clean. Oh
So
man.
the biggest difference is the tongues are a little more colorful,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and if you look at the shape, especially like this part right here that looks like the Jordan 5 cage, it's not as round as the release the retro pair, the retail pair. I mean, the
Mm,
bottom, the hues of the greens and the blue are a little bit different. It's kind of what makes it a sample. Because when I saw it at first, I'm like, it looks just the same. And then when I put it next to the retail pair, I'm like, oh, it is different. So Bordeaux
yeah,
7 is my favorite 7.
yeah.
I begged my parents for those pretty much all of 5th grade. Never owned them
Mm,
until I was an adult. I had the black and red 7s back then.
okay.
Because even though they were newer, they were somehow cheaper. But all
Yeah,
right.
those are fire. Those are fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's pretty much all like George, really, but definitely Flu Game 12, Bread fours, Black Cement threes, Bordeaux sevens. I'll put that up tempo. The last one would probably have to be a fight between, even though I say I don't really wear my 94 Barclays dog, it'll probably be between that and the up tempo, the 96 up tempo. Just because I feel like all of those shoes have been like more, I guess, influential to me. Um, for me again, like the Bordeaux 7, like this during my era, bro, all Air Jordan 7s was always fire. But that Bordeaux 7 just always just did something for me. You know what I mean? It just stood out the most. Even though it wasn't even the craziest of colors, you feel me? It's just black, gray, and then they got the different hits of the colors on it. But I just think it just stood out the most, and it had so much impact, especially history wise, with the Bugs Bunny collaboration and Looney Tunes stuff going on with that, and just kind of taking it to pop culture. Um, the Jordan 12, the flu game, bro. Like again, stuff we drooled over. That leather. Like even though we got the
Oh, I can't hear you.
leather pair was where it was. Like that was the one we wanted, you know. What else I'm trying to think of? Up tempos, just 90s shit, hip hop, all that type of stuff in the 90s. That up tempo always was like so impactful to me. That air on the sides, crazy. And then black cements. I mean, cement. I mean, just Jordan threes in general. Like, besides it just being like what kept the brand going. Besides it just keeping the brand going, I just felt like the white cement, black cement, like was just iconic. Free throw line, all that stuff is just what it's gonna be. And Jordan 4s, bro, it's just something about them wings, bro. The design, you feel me? It just feel if even though it was made in like '89, it felt so futuristic to me. So that'd be my top five. If I just had to say, outside of hype and all that other stuff, that's something. Those are shoes that like. If I said, you know what, I'm done with all this collecting stuff, I could just continue to wear those five shoes. And Air Jordan 5s could be somewhere in the 10, but if I had to say top five, it'd be probably those.
All right, so my top five. I have a top five of all time, and then I'm gonna say a top five to wear. Because they're not all the same. Some of the shoes are the same, and some of them aren't. So my top five is the Chicago One, Magic Johnson Converse Weapon, um, the Blue Foam Posit, the Neon 95, and the Concord 11.
Okay. I get
Now,
it.
my favorite shoes to wear, um, still the Chicago One,
Hmm.
Magic Johnson Converse Weapon, but the last three are a little different. So the Atmos Air Max One with the cement print,
Hmm.
the South Beach LeBron 8,
Really?
and
Interesting.
it will be a toss up between the Black Infrared 6 and the De La Soul Dunks, the OG high with the brown.
Mhm. Yeah, that's fine.
Those
That's
are,
an amazing pick.
those are my
That's an amazing pick.
favorites.
Um, one that I'm gonna just an honorable mention that I just feel like it's gonna always be a shoe that like to me is in my top 10 and something that I wouldn't mind wearing all the time. Air Max 95 Animal Pack.
Mm,
Atmos. I want the original ones. I know it's just not feasible. I did buy the 2.0 version, so those are like the closest thing to it. But that's probably gonna be like the nuttiest, like in my top 10 of all. Like if I had to wear, if I had to take anything out, I definitely would throw that in there. That's one that I've literally worn to the ground, and even with it being worn and beat up, I still wear it. So
yeah, I have the ones. I never got the 95s.
yeah, I pay that extra, bro. Sometimes, hey, I know you ain't for it, bro, but sometimes I'm big on like, bro, you only live once, so I can make the money back. So if I want it that bad, and it may sound bad, but I'm like, man, if I want it that bad, I'm gonna get it, bro. I got to, you know.
Well, I guess I just look at it like, and I hear you. I don't have to have everything right when it comes out.
I get
You know
that.
what I'm saying? Like, I know anything I've missed, eventually I'm either gonna find it for the low or whatever. Cause like those Air Max ones from the Animal Pack, I mean, I took L's on them because I tried to get them on sneakers when they came out in 2018, and my homie ended up selling me his for a year later for 170.
No, that's love. See that, but
So,
see you got good homies. Like you got to think about it.
well,
I'm from country ass Florida, bro. So for me, you know what I mean. Like people don't be wearing that type of shit. So that's the biggest thing too. Like so being from here, a lot of that shit, bro, people not thinking about, bro. They thinking about, like you said, those 12s that's coming out. They want Gamma 11s. I don't like that shoe. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that shoe isn't like that hot to me at all. But that's what they care about. They don't care about no Air Max 95 Atmos. You gotta like, it's one of them things where like you feel what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, but you got to network and do that shit. You got to do that shit with. I'm always gonna call JD Finish Line. Just
yeah, no, no,
understand
no. I
that
get it. We here the same
because
place.
that's something you gonna have to do, man. You have to network with as many motherfuckers as you can. Now we know each other.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
sending
yeah.
you
We
shit that
locked
we talked
in.
about in this show, but yeah, that's gonna be a thing you're gonna have to do if you really want to grow. Because if you keep doing what you're doing as a supervisor, eventually they're gonna ask you if you want to move up, and that'll be on you. But the more you network that shit, I've gotten so many things in my life because of sneakers.
Yeah,
Some of my best friends have come from sneakers.
for
You
sure.
know, some of I've bought property through sneakers. I've done a
Mm,
lot of things. Just sneakers have drawn me in the ways of people. So I'm sure
yeah.
you know a lot of people, but you keep networking. That's the best thing.
Nah, for sure, for sure. And, hey, yeah, man. I really, before we head out, I just want to say thank you, bro. It's good to hear the wisdom that you give. It's good to see, even being in your 40s, bro. Like, I think sometimes people try to take that childlike creativity from us because we like clothing or 90s stuff or sneakers, and they try to like belittle you sometimes. But it's just dope that like you still have a strong sense of yourself. You have a strong confidence in like not making it make you feel less than a man, an adult man, because you collect sneakers. I think sometimes people get caught up in that, and I'm never in the mix of that. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna be buying. I say I want to quit one day, but I'm probably gonna be buying sneakers to the end of time too. But it's just good to see that because like even my father-in-law, he's in it. He's like in his 50s. You feel what I'm saying? But either way, it's just like it's good to see somebody confident in what they do. You're in a role where it's like that's kind of a vision for me, working for somebody like Nike on a bigger scale, or being in a certain position where I'm working with bigger brands that we dream of working with. So it's just dope to get that wisdom, bro, on all ends. And I value you just taking the time out and having a conversation with me today for sure, bro.
This was a good time, man. I appreciate you saying that. What's gonna happen? Because you're about to be 33. Hopefully, in 10 years, you'll be 43. You'll be just a year younger than I am now, and I'll be shit almost 55. But I'm gonna be like, remember I said this. The older you get, the more the things you love is gonna come out more. Where I love sneakers now more than I ever have.
Mm,
Um, and you're gonna be nostalgic. You're already nostalgic. I mean, I've seen your background. You got that Bulls locker. You got a Shaq and a Michael Jordan cutout. Like I didn't have anything like that until I was an adult. I always
mm,
wanted one of those when I was a kid. I wanted a Magic one,
yeah,
but I found the poster version, but I want the cutout version.
yeah,
You're gonna love that stuff even more the older you get. It's gonna because to me the older I've gotten, I've mellowed out and I've gotten more sentimental about things. And let's be honest, the way and the reason we collect sneakers is sentimental stuff. You remember where you was, you remember your relatives having this and that. So
yeah,
it's gonna become even more to where there's nobody that's ever gonna make me feel a way about collecting sneakers. Like since I've been single, I've had women, you know, act like I'm weird because I have all of this stuff. And I know when I meet a woman, 85% of them aren't going to get why I have roughly probably 2,500 pairs of sneakers.
yeah,
That's fine because that's not for them to understand. I mean,
yeah,
I've been married, I've owned property, I've been successful. This is just a new chapter, but the sneakers are always going to be there unless the Lord has some other sort of plans for me.
yeah.
And even then, I'm still going to have sneakers on my feet.
For sure. Hey, I'm asking God, can I get the new ones up in heaven, baby? I need them.
Hey, I feel like
What's
in
up?
heaven, you could just wear whatever you want. You can just
Nah,
get,
facts,
I think I'm wear
facts.
the Aqua 8s today, but an OG pair that won't crumble.
Crumble, yeah,
And I can just
yeah,
wear
yeah.
them.
Bro, that's why people be so caught up, bro. It's like, I'm a believer, bro. And sometimes, you have some people that get, they have all these opinions. I'm like, bro, if God wasn't this, God's all knowing, right? So if he made all this fly stuff, you don't think he ain't fly? Like, you gotta think to yourself. He gave Tinker the ability to make the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6, the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that stuff's been lasting for 30 years. That's God, bro.
Yeah,
You see Michael Jordan play on the court. It's like nothing you ever seen before in your life because that's God in real term. Like, not to like say they're God, but that's just God's all knowing to be able to give somebody that type of gift, bro. Like nobody can just gift somebody that. I can't wake up one morning and say, "Oh, I'm gonna give the gift of photography to my daughter." Like that's God's doing. You feel me? So
yeah,
it's like when I look at it like that, I'm like, man, God gotta be like. You think God fly? Like if you don't think it in that terms, like you're not really paying attention. Like all the artists and all this different stuff we got, like God's all knowing. God know who to put in what hands. So when we just talk about creatives and creations, it's like when you get up there, it gotta be that. it got to be everything a artist want. It got to be everything a sneakerhead will want, you know, because it's gonna be so much more than what we have on this earth, you know.
Yeah, and see the questions you were asking me earlier. I didn't get into this, and I know you got to go. I need to as well. But the last thing I'm gonna say is the reason why I look at it as a hobby is, yeah, I'm attached to these sneakers and I love them. My clothes, all of this, but I do have the perspective that these are just things.
Yeah,
So, the Lord blessed us with being able to do this, but the perspective I have is it's a part of my identity, but it's not my identity because
yeah,
we're all just a hurricane, a house fire, a flood away from not having this shit.
yeah.
Because
That's
yeah, stuff is insured, but it's not gonna be the same.
nah, hell nah. Nah, bro, you know how much manpower it took to find some of this stuff. It'll never be the
Yeah,
same, bro.
yeah,
Even if I could, I mean, if some of this stuff you can't find. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's not some of the stuff we got. You can't just get on eBay like and find it. Yeah, some of it you can, but
you know, chances are you're gonna pay more than you paid the first time. So that's why it's like, you pray, over everything, your loved ones, your friends, your family, you love life. And then, you know, but I still have the perspective that these are just things. We love them, we cherish them, but they're still just things.
facts,
So
and I appreciate that wisdom on that, bro, because I think sometimes people get so caught up on it, especially when you see people getting killed and
mhm.
fighting and shooting over the Jordans. I'm like, bro, it ain't that deep. You can have them, bro. I'll find them another way, you know.
Yeah, yeah, that's just how I look at it. But I
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you for being on here, man. We definitely, got a link, in the future.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna, because I know what kind of sneakers you're looking for. I'm gonna definitely, send some stuff your way if I see it. Since we're
Appreciate
basically
that.
the same
Appreciate that.
size
You got to
range.
plug me, y'all. Hey, don't. Hey, like I say, we ain't got to gatekeep everybody, but hey, some of the people that really love it, hey, we got to make sure we get it to those folks, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I appreciate it. I'm
Yes,
gonna
sir.
be in touch with you.
Yes, sir. God bless, man. You have a good night, and let's stay in
All right,
contact, bro.
for sure, man. For sure. God bless you too, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Have a
You
good
too.
night.
Peace.